Yo, what up, guys? We are live. All right, we have a really good show for you today. There's a lot of stuff to cover because I haven't streamed in a few days. So let's quickly go through the agenda. I think you guys are going to enjoy this video because typically I do two types of streams. I do entertainment streams, right? And I do like informational streams. This one's going to be like a healthy mix of both. So if you're like, I'm already getting enough pussy, I don't really care about like learning things, then you're going to get an entertainment person. But if you're trying to also like level up and get better with girls, you can get the information. So this is going to be a cool stream. So, all right, so we're going to go through a few things. I found a bunch of interesting things to cover. The first, there's this really insane video that someone sent to me of a chick basically freaking out because someone cold approached her. So I thought this would be really funny to cover. The second thing, someone suggested that I cover the some of the hate I've been getting in Destiny's comments about the pickup stuff. So I think I'm going to go through that and just give you an honest perspective about why I disagree with some of the stuff that they're saying. Third, this is probably the one you guys are most excited about, is we're going to go through some Zherka Infield. So I had someone, and major props to this point, to this person if you're watching this, send me some Infield of Zerker, which is really interesting. So we're going to go through it. I've only seen part of it, so you're going to get my authentic like first reaction. And then I'm also going to show you guys never before seen speed date footage that we did in real life, because basically we filmed about 2 videos worth of speed dates, but since the first video performed like kind of average to below average, I'm not going to do a second one. So I'll just show you guys all that stuff on the stream. I believe we have 2 speed dates, 2 or 3. I think 2 or 3, yeah, that you guys haven't seen yet. So you're going to see like real life speed dates. I'm going to criticize it and kind of break it down what the guy did right, what the guy did wrong. And then we're going to do an open panel. So I'll just open it up. You guys can ask me questions about anything and everything, debate me, argue with me, show me how much you love me, whatever it is that you want to do. So we got a lot of good things to cover. So let's quickly, I guess let's just do a few comments before we start. Also, the one other thing I wanted to cover, so I don't know if you guys saw my short. I'll quickly screen share that. Hold up a second, because I want to cover this as well, because I think this is important for now. Because right now, anyone can get verified on Instagram for $15. And I think that's pretty interesting, but you have to, just watch my short and then I'll kind of explain it. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let's go here. Okay, let's take a look at this.
What's up, guys? This video, I'm officially announcing that this channel is
the wrong one.
I've come to the sad realization that with my terrible receding hairline, my weird mid-face ratio.
All right, so that was like a troll video. Never mind, that's the wrong one. It's this one. How to get your Instagram verified for under $20. So yes, anyone can do this. Take a look at my account. You see a nice blue check mark next to my name. Is it because big tech is finally coming around to my awesome dating advice? Not exactly. It's just because I clicked a few buttons. So you go into here, then you click settings, then you're going to go all the way down here and go on Meta. You're going to click that, and then you're going to simply say Meta verified, and bam, you just follow instructions here. They're going to ask you to basically submit your driver's license, and a few hours later, you are verified. You have to pay $15 a month. And this is identical to the blue check mark that all celebrities have. However, I will say this: if you're interested in this, get on it quick, because within a few months, every girl's going to catch on to this. It's not going to. So let's talk about this, because this is interesting, because for a very long period of time, having a blue check mark was a massive status boost. Like, I cannot overstate that. Like, the difference between having a girl respond to you on Instagram and ghost you quite often literally came down to whether you had a blue check mark. Also, if you had a blue check mark, instead of going to her spam, you would typically go to her main folder, right? So one, the girls would see your messages more often. Two, they'll be way more likely to respond. So there's a massive status thing that came along with blue check marks. So now, basically, Instagram is selling these blue check marks for $15 a month, which is super cheap. I think the issue is that in a few months, the blue check mark is not going to have the same status boost, because it's going to become meaningless, right? Like, this is once basically the average girl catches on to the fact that guys can just pay $15 a month for blue check mark, the symbol that came with the blue check mark is going to be completely gone or close to gone. So I think this is an interesting thing that you guys can kind of take advantage of for like the next month or two before this becomes really kind of something most people know about. So yeah, I think like if you're interested in meeting girls off Instagram, I would recommend you get the blue check mark until, basically everyone catches on to this, because again, this is a very new, and I think it's going to be weeks, probably more likely months, until girls are going to become kind of aware of this, and then it's going to be too late. So I think this is some cutting edge stuff that, like, if you guys want to get on that, like you want to be like meeting girls off Instagram, then this is a really good move that you can do. If you don't care about that, then I guess it doesn't matter. But $15 a month is super cheap. I think this is a massive mistake on Instagram's part. They're sacrificing long-term brand reputation for short-term profit, which again is a good maybe short-term decision. They're going to get more revenue, but it's a horrible long-term decision because, again, the blue check mark is going to become worthless. The only reason people want to pay for it now is because it's exclusive, right? But if the blue check mark becomes non-exclusive, then no one wants to pay for it. It's catch-22. So, okay, so let's see what we have. People need to stop platforming Destiny. His only goal is to win arguments, not the truth. And he uses underhand debate tactics on manipulate red herring strongman. I just fundamentally disagree with that. I think he's generally pretty good faith. I've seen some examples of him not being good faith, but generally, overwhelmingly, he's more good faith than like the vast majority of people on YouTube. Alex hits us with the most fire stream plan randomly on Sunday. Hell yeah. My wing brought a blue checkmark a month ago and boosted success pretty dramatically. He was raving that. Yeah, exactly. So this is exactly what I've heard. But again, you can only get in. That's only going to be around for so long. Like it's going to become meaningless in a few months. Okay, so let's get into the. I guess the next thing I want to cover is the crazy girl freak out. And again, we're going to get to the Zerker stuff very soon. Okay, so this is, I believe, this video. Okay, let me know how the audio is, guys.
And the following situation happens.
What's the situation?
I'm literally shaking right now because I just had a man approach me in a parking lot and it went fine. And I'm going to tell you why it went fine and how to address it because it was in a book I read and this is how you're supposed to address it, but it scared me. I'm literally shaking. So this guy, I am alone with my son by myself, a woman, and a male approached me in a parking lot. He's, "Excuse me, miss," and I don't know why in the hell he was approaching me or what he was trying to do.
Because he wants to fuck you, you dummy. Why do you think men approach women? I wonder why this guy would like want to talk to me. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, there's just like no possible explanation for this. I wonder what it could be.
And before he was probably 30 feet from me when he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." And I turned around and I literally yelled at him and I said, "Do not approach me." And he like immediately started going in the other direction. And I just kept saying it over and over and over. I said, "Do not approach me. Do not approach me."
That has got to be the most extreme overreaction ever. The guy literally said, "Excuse me," from like a very respectable distance. And she like started screaming at him. Like this is a straight up crazy human being right here. Like this is not a normal reaction. Like I understand the premise that like sometimes guys can be creepy and a woman might feel like sketched out. Right. But this is a massive fucking overreaction. Like this chick is literally fucking Looney Tunes.
And he, of course, like got like, "What the F?" Like he started cussing and yelling, like, what's your problem? And I looked at him and he actually then crossed a couple cars down from my car. He didn't come anywhere near me. He crossed a couple cars down from my car and was like, "What's continue?"
Wait, like that's exactly what I would have done probably in this situation. Maybe not cussing, but like I would have probably walked away, right? Because I don't want like, to fucking set this crazy human being off. But then I probably would make fun of her. I would be like, "Yo, are you like retarded or something? Like, are you okay? Do you need a number to the insane asylum?" Like, that is a massive fucking overreaction. Like, just insanely like just dumb. And the fact that she thought that like this would be good video content that people would like side with her on this is just like shows you how like even though this chick is pretty cute, she's like a blonde with I think blue or green eyes, who's in like relatively good shape. Just like fucking Looney Tunes.
To cuss and say, "What's your problem?" And I say, "You do not approach women in a parking lot." I just kept saying, "Do not approach me. You do not approach women in a parking lot." Like yelling it. No man.
Literally, one of my really good friends met his ex-girlfriend in a parking lot. Like literally, you can meet. I understand like if it's late at night and it's like a really shady area, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. But like if it's during the daytime, it's like in a fairly safe area, like that's totally fine. I mean, there are better spots to cold approach, but yeah, like it's not like the end of the world. Like I've literally, like I said, one of my best friends met his ex-girlfriend literally in a parking lot.
No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. Ever. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. And if a male does approach you, you need to turn around and use the strongest voice that you can possibly use with them. Don't be polite. They need to literally screw off. No male should be approaching you in a parking lot.
So apparently,
let's just kind of like fucking like just revisit this. So a guy very politely like approached her from a very far distance, said, "Excuse me," and then she's shaking because she freaked out because she thought this guy was gonna like fucking kidnap her and rape her. Right? This gotta be the most fucking Looney Tunes lady ever. But also want to clarify this because the black pillars LARP around stuff like this. It's very easy to get the wrong idea about what kind of the way things are. just by looking at things on the internet and not going out in real life. In reality, these things are insanely uncommon. I've never had anything like that happen. That is very, very rare. But of course, if you're just looking around online, like this stuff is going to go viral, right? Because it's such a crazy, polarizing overreaction. So it's very easy as a guy who doesn't really leave your house to think that like, oh my God, every girl I approach or like every other girl I approach is going to do this. In reality, this stuff almost never happens, right? But again, like this, you're only going to know this if you do a lot of cold approach. If you're like very reluctant to cold approach, it's very easy to delude yourself to thinking that this is very common. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking hilarious. What do you guys think about this one? Guy finally got up the courage to do his first approach, and this was her reaction. Well, I hope people are giving her shit. Me too. I think he's probably going to get like destroyed off social media. Alex, can you apply Zerker's frame control on a bratty girl on Tinder or during cold approach? Yes and yes. Okay, so let's next get into, I guess, the Destiny comments. And then we're going to get into the Zerker thing. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So this is in regards to a debate I had with Destiny. And so I'm not going to rewatch the whole thing. I think most of you guys have seen this anyway. I just want to like kind of touch on the comments. Okay, wait. Imagine paying for a dating coach who tells you 90% of his dates don't show up. Okay, so this is something that like I think people who are not in the pickup community like harp on, who really don't have much experience with like dating apps and cold approach. So first of all, what I'm not saying is that I'm not saying that if I set up 10 dates, only one of them will show up. It's probably going to be like more like 2 or 3 or 4 maybe, right? It's probably going to be like if I set up 3 dates, 1 or 2 of them will show up, right? Like more on the one side, right? So it's going to be closer to like a 65% flake ratio. What I'm talking about specifically in that is if I'm talking to 10 girls and things are like, you know, like seems like they're moving in the right direction, like we're talking about, but we don't necessarily have plans, right? Only one of those will really pan out. So that's kind of what I'm referring to there. And that's also because I live in Miami, which is a very flaky city. Like, for example, in Europe, I have like a 0% flake rate. In Colombia, I have like a 50% flake rate. When I lived in Texas, I had like a 50% flake rate, right? When I was traveling through Albuquerque, New Mexico, I had like a 30% flake rate, right? When I was in Arizona, it was like 40% flake rate, right? So a lot of this also depends on the area that you live in. But yeah, like again, like these guys are probably like not actually meeting up with girls. This is actually a fair point. I feel like Alex is one of the go-to people Destiny has talked to. Yeah, cool. I love how Dell is wasting much time fighting these guys. They're stupid in the Destiny American plan. Yeah, this is like the first time I've seen people in Destiny's comment section be critical. I wish these guys would be honest. Most of these guys either want a wife that is out of their league, want a relationship where they all have all the power, see the process, cheat code because they lack the ability, social skills. True, potentially. A lot of guys do, but not all the guys. Okay, let's keep going. So this is an interesting one. This guy, it's not like I go on a ton of dates myself and I don't use Tinder, so my opinion can be taken with a grain of salt. Exactly. Like that's literally what it is. Like you just don't have the experience. I love playing with fire. Out of all the dating folks on YouTube, he's the only one willing to sit through these combos and debates. Thank you, sir. Alex, American ignorance is showing here. I have family in Caribbean, Latin America. Most of the younger folks are probably more aligned with American ideals than he thinks. I wish he was more honest to say the reason why these women are seen as more desirable is because of their looks and their willingness to go along with foreigners in hopes of getting out of their impoverished situation. That's not to say they're dumb. These know the game spot. These are. Yeah, so there's elements of truth to it. They are definitely more physically attractive. I've said that countless times. Colombian girls are more physically attractive than American girls. Obesity is not nearly much of a thing there as it is, in America. But there are some girls who will kind of go along with it just because they're hoping to get citizenship. It really depends on the type of girls you're going for. But if you're telling the girl, hey, I'm only here for a few days, this is going to be a one-night stand, whatever, like she's got to be a real dumb fuck to think that she's going to get a passport out of it. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, so this dude is actually defending me here. This is funny. else do we have? Yeah, so this guy's kind of supporting me. So this is 50-50. Yeah, so this is accurate in my experience. You talk several days, sometimes thousands of text messages, make plans for meet and day of the day, texting confirming when the guy tells me that. Yeah, so this guy is basically confirming what I'm saying. So, okay. Anyway, I think we covered this pretty sufficiently. I don't know. There's like, we're just kind of going in circles here. So we can get to like the Zerka stuff. But yeah, I want to respond to this. I feel like also like I'm one of the few people who's willing to be honest about like the reality of things. You know, like a lot of dating coaches kind of sugarcoat shit. Alex, talk about Andrew Tate's release on house arrest. So for anyone who's not familiar, Tate has been released on house arrest. He's not free. That's the misconception. He's under house arrest, right? It might not last. So about a month ago, the girls, because there's Andrew, Tristan, and 2 girls involved in the case. About a month ago, the girls got released under house arrest, and then 2 days later, the prosecutor won the appeal, and they got brought back to jail. So any day, Andrew Tate could go back to jail because I bet you any amount of money the prosecutor's appealing it. I don't really think this tells us anything about the case, whether Tate is innocent or guilty. I really don't think this tells us anything. This is definitely not like he's been set free, the case has been dropped, right? This is just literally like, hey, instead of waiting in a jail cell, we're going to allow you to wait at home. And I don't know if they're wearing ankle bracelets or they have like police watching it, but they're not like free to just like travel around. Like, I'm sure Andrew Tate had his passport taken away. I severely doubt he can like even leave his house, let alone leave the country. So yeah, I think it's like, I'm happy that he got released. I'm not a fan of like keeping people in jail without charges being filed, regardless of like whether there is a case or not. So Romanian kind of system is weird in that sense. I texted him a few days ago, or when it happened, congratulated him on getting out. So yeah, I'm happy he's out, but I don't think this like literally tells us anything about the case one way or another. But I'm looking forward to hearing. I'm sure he's going to start doing podcasts soon, so I'm looking forward from his house. So I'm looking forward to hearing like, I don't know, like any insight he might have on the situation. Alex, have you looked at using GBT for texting? Another pickup guy showed me examples. It's really good response to guys. Yeah, so I have a video on that, and also right now we are designing an app using the OpenAI system, which is what ChatGPT is based on, to actually give you solid. So basically, it's going to be like a text assistant, right? So you're going to upload like your conversation, and it's going to give you like what to say next. But it's going to be actually programmed really, really well on like ChatGPT for texting. So it's going to be like a less SJW, less blue pill version, like more like practical. So it's basically like it's going to be like you're going to have me in the back of your head. We already have the beta version out. I've already showed it to a few people. So the concept works. We have it. We just need to train it more so it's more accurate. But we already have a beta version of this. The concept is out. So hopefully we can release this summer. It's not going to be expensive, maybe like $10 a month or something like that, 20 at most. But yeah, it's literally going to be like, just like literally it's like basically having 24/7 access to me. Or at least that's the goal, to make it this good. So yeah, we're making progress on that. Once we have the final version out, I'll probably open up a larger sample of beta testing. I'll let you guys know about that. So it'll probably be like I only gave access to this to like 5 or 6 people to test, people who I really trust. But we'll probably do a broader, maybe like 40 or 50 people. So I'll let you guys know when that comes. But yeah, that's still maybe I don't know, like a few months away, something like that. But hopefully, I really hope to get it done for the summer. Okay, so let's get into hell yeah. All right, let's get into the Zerker cold approach. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen.
Twitch. Hello. How's your day?
Good. How about you?
Look, I have 10,000 viewers. Do you want to say hi?
What is that?
Twitch. You know Twitch?
I do know Twitch.
The only problem is like that's not practical for the average person because the average person is not walking around with 10,000 viewers. It seems like the girl didn't really stop until he mentioned the 10,000 viewers thing. So I don't know what to really do with that information because it's not something like 99.9% of people can like use.
Should we hug for the camera?
Hi guys. I don't. It's COVID.
Oh, you have it?
No.
Oh, okay. Where are we going?
Shopping.
That's pretty funny because she says she doesn't hug because of COVID, but she's not wearing a mask and Zerker is. So keep in mind the date. This is not like he's walking around with a mask nowadays. This is August 19th, 2020. They might have had like a mask mandate or whatever. So, don't hate on him too much for that.
Okay, before shopping, let's go smoke a joint.
Okay.
Oh, you don't do that, right? You're a good person?
I do, but like I said, COVID and everything.
Okay, you can take my number though.
I think the mistake he's making is going for the kill way too fast. So he's like, and I don't know how much of this is like for entertainment. Like, I don't know if he's like approaching off camera, he would do like things differently. So we have to keep that in mind. But like, let's just assume for argument's sake that this is like what his game is genuinely like in real life, just for argument's sake, because again, we don't know that. He's going for the kill way too fast. Like, you definitely want to chat with the girl for at least a minute or two before you like try to meet up with her or invite her to your place to smoke a joint. You have to build some comfort, especially when you're approaching her during the day. So I'll probably like ask her a few questions. I'll be like, what are you up to today? Like, where are you going? She's like, oh, I'm going shopping. Oh yeah, you're going to get like something sexy for our date, right? So that's kind of how I would approach that instead of just being like, hey, you want to smoke a joint? Like, it's just too soon, too fast.
Here, follow me on Instagram.
I'm banned off Instagram. I did 500,000 views overnight, so I can't really do Instagram. Do you have Twitter?
Another mistake he made, he said, why don't you grab my number, right? You never want to give the girl your number. You want to get her number.
I do. Here, actually, I'll just take your number. What's your name?
John Zerker. Just John.
John?
Okay, I'm not going to say it out loud because I'm like, wait, do you live here?
I just moved here.
Oh, cool.
Do you live here?
Yes, I do. I have a penthouse up there.
What do you do for work?
Live stream, yeah.
Zerker goes really hard in DHVs. He's like, I have a penthouse here. I have 10,000 live viewers. I would personally be a little bit more subtle, but it does the trick.
Live streams and just like walking around? Or do
Yeah,
you do
IRL,
stuff?
interaction with people, stuff like that.
Also, just be careful not to use like internet slang in front of girls because they don't know. Like, the average girl doesn't know what IRL means, right? That's like kind of like a streaming, like fucking internet term, right? So you got to adjust your vocabulary when you're talking to like, a normie chick.
So are we like a thing now? Not yet, right? Shit, I forgot her name already. I didn't even ask. Okay.
All right, so that's one. Like, again, definitely would have talked to her a little bit longer before going for the kill. Also would have gotten her number instead and potentially be a little bit more subtle on on DHVs. But his confidence is rock solid. It's just like some technical things that are off. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see. This one I haven't even seen yet, so I don't even know what's going to happen. Okay.
We live 100,000 people. Hey, my name's XQC. What's up,
What are
guys?
we on? Are we live streaming?
Twitch. My name's XQC. Hey, hey, hey.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're going on a date. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Hey.
The energy is a lot better in this one, and a large part of that is like his like confidence is about the same. It's just the girls are more receptive, and that will happen. Like, sometimes you will do the same exact thing, and one girl will be like really non-receptive, and the next girl will be really receptive. So that's like just part of the game. Is like the randomness and the variability.
Huggers in the chest.
What are you actually up to? What are you doing?
This is my job. I stream.
Oh. Guys, as you can see right behind us, we have a craft beer market going in.
Nice.
You got
Okay.
happy hour firing up.
Okay. And
We
you-
got some cute old ladies over there.
You need my phone number too, right?
Apparently, I need that too.
Okay, just give me your phone.
So yeah, again, he's going for the kill a little bit too fast. Also, he's making the mistake of giving his phone number out to the girl. Again, you always want to get the girl's phone number. It's just, even if a girl likes you, a lot of times they just don't follow through because they forget, because a lot of guys are hitting on them. So you always want to like kind of take initiative instead of just putting the ball in the girl's court.
Insta.
I can't.
Oh, my Uber driver's calling me.
Whoa,
Hello?
you're already talking to other
Let me
men.
give you her Insta. You have to. Oh, you're. Hey. Hi.
But I don't get why Zerker's wearing a mask in all these videos, but the other people are not. Like,
Zerker definitely doesn't strike me as like the pro-mask person. Like
No.
I would stake any amount of money that Zerker is like very anti-mask, whatever. So am I, for the record, by the way. But I don't know why in these videos he's the only one wearing a mask. It doesn't look like literally anyone else is wearing a mask but him. So I'm a little confused by that part.
No, I'm banned off Insta. I'm on Twitter. You have Twitter?
No, I don't think
Give me your
nobody
Twitter,
has
guys.
Twitter. What's your Twitter?
Yeah, wait. Hey, drop the
Literally no one else is wearing a mask. Like what the fuck is going on?
call. I don't want to talk to Uber.
can't
I want to
hear you.
grab your number.
Okay, that was good. He's grabbing her number.
We'll call you back, G. Please.
Hey, I'm just outside of Cactus Club.
One thing Zerker does really well is he brings that like fun, playful energy, right? It's like fun. It's like, yeah. He's not too logical. He's not too serious. That's good. That's what you want to do.
So what do you stream? Is this YouTube or is this
Twitch. I also have
Twitch?
YouTube.
Hey,
Yeah.
Twitch. What's Twitch?
Hey, it's like YouTube.
It's a gaming streaming. Oh, like the little Nintendo thing.
Yeah. So they give me thousands of dollars, and we go with the fall base. You
Hey,
know?
you guys, we're downtown Vancouver right now. Great view.
I don't think they know we're in Vancouver.
If it wasn't COVID, I'd kiss you.
That's pretty good. That's funny.
Oh my God!
I
Hold
think-
on.
Wait.
Don't leak my new number, okay?
Oh, because I don't even know who you are. Why are you leaking?
I'm XQC. I told you.
It's funny. It's just like you again. Like I know who XQC is, so it's funny to me. But because he does a lot of this type of shit, but the girls have no idea who XQC is, so that joke is just gonna go past their head. Like they don't know that he's actually kidding because they probably have no idea who the fuck XQC is.
Oh, you think, babe?
Infamous.
Hey,
Also, another thing you have to do when you're like talking to a group of girls is like, yeah, you want to engage the whole group in the beginning, but eventually you have to pick a girl. You have to commit to a girl, and you have to spend more time talking to her. So when the girls walk away, it should be obvious which, like, who was being hit on, right? Again, you want to engage the whole group, but eventually you want to isolate and talk to the girl you're interested in. You can't just like focus on the group the whole time. Like that just doesn't work. That's a mistake Todd V makes all the time.
still on your live, or did you drop it?
Oh yeah, I'm still on. Keep it up. You're hilarious.
Hey,
You're
everybody
funny.
on live. It's 6.
You guys are so cute. Have a great day, guys.
Love
See
you.
ya.
All right, so there we have it. I also want to actually show you guys something, the most evil but fucking genius thing I've ever seen. So if you want to pull off Cloud Game, here's what I can show you guys. So let's go to this guy's channel. I actually debated him a while ago. Well, let's see. Let me find the video in question. Oh wait, not fucking Ethan Klein. It's Ethan Big Brain. Okay, hang on. Big Brain Ethan, I think. I got the Ethans confused. Ethan Kaiser. There we go. It's this dude.
What's up, guys? It's Ethan. And a few months ago, I decided to become famous.
All right, so this is going to be it. Let me first answer some questions, and then I'm going to go show you guys this video, which is going to be fucking epic. Okay, let's see what else we have. Zerker can't get their number. He's literally using his phone to stream. Good point. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't think of that. Todd V has 0 infield footage. I have hundreds talking to groups of girls. Fundamentally incorrect. I literally did a video. Type in PWF Todd V. I did a video where I reviewed his infield, and I literally reviewed a video of him talking to multiple girls. Actually, multiple videos. So that's just not true. You can literally find that on my channel and on his channel. Zerker doesn't care about these numbers. Oh, I'm sure that's the case. Again, we're just going under the assumption that this is like his real game for the review purposes. But yeah, you might be right. Todd has a lot of footage, but a lot was removed. Yeah, I guess then you can just check out my video I have. It's like Todd V, PWF, whatever. You'll find it on there. Because I actually reacted to a lot of his infield and gave like a really detailed breakdown. All right, let's jump into this. This is the most fucking genius but somewhat evil thing I've ever seen on the internet. This is I know I'm kind of overselling this, but trust me, this is like worth it. When I saw this video, I was like fucking amazed that I haven't thought of this and that someone could think of this.
But I was a nobody, and now I can't even go outside in Miami without being recognized. I'm going to show you how I engineered my fame to be able to go wherever I want, do whatever I want, and live my life as a celebrity. Check this out. And believe it or not, the first thing you have to do to become famous is smash the like button on this video, demolish the like button, and give me a subscribe. By doing this will tell the YouTube algorithm that you want to see more of my content, which will help you learn how to become famous and give you access to the tools that I've built that made me famous. So in my goal to become famous and live my life like a movie, I decided that if I had thousands of people on my live stream on a social platform, surely people would know that I was a famous person. Surely they would make exceptions to rules for me.
Hello, holy shit, you have so many viewers. Who are you?
But unfortunately, my Instagram only has 3,500 followers. Even if I go live, I only get a dozen people watching. That's just not going to cut it. I decided to create my own version of a live app that looks something like a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch Live, something that resembles these three other platforms. It's not a duplicate. No, not a duplicate for legal purposes. It is a resemblance of these other platforms, except I can now make it so.
Yeah, me and this guy actually had a pretty good debate. Like we didn't, because he called me out on TikTok for like some of my content. But then he actually agreed to debate, and it was actually very productive. Like he realized that he was kind of straw manning a lot of the stuff I say.
It looks like I have tens of thousands of viewers. Once I finished building my app, I decided to test it by going to the local basketball court and see if people thought I was famous. Yo guys, I got 45,000 people on Instagram watching right now.
Yeah, how many? 45,000? Oh shit! Hey y'all, follow me on the gram. Hey, follow me on SoundCloud.
So I told everyone that I was famous because I was a baller and that I played basketball. I've never played basketball in my life, and I wanted to challenge the best guy. Okay, so this worked too well, and my friend Nick and I decided to go to a Miami Beach club to be celebrities. Yeah, let's get after it.
This is where things get really fucking interesting.
And when we got there, we met these two awesome guys from New York who let us come to their table, and then we just got after it.
Why are there so many people on
Guys, we're out here right now.
I just hop in a coupe in a bad bitch. Pull up the line like a savage. I get into like a body. I get into
No, wait, I look really bad. Anyway, I look
It's
bad.
fun.
No.
feel like a body bad little bougie.
No, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
We were drinking, we were dancing, and everyone wanted to know, why am I so famous? And yes, eventually people asked me what my...
Yeah, like I can confirm clout is one hell of a drug. Like people talk about like looks and shit, and looks obviously matter, but clout and status is by far the strongest force when it comes to attraction, getting what you want, and everything else in life.
Instagram account was. They wanted to follow me. Makes sense. And I had to put on my best LA impression and go, oh, well, I want to live in the present right now. I don't give out my social accounts in person. It's a thing I just don't do. I'm sorry.
I never tell people in person my follow or who I am.
Unfortunately, that convinced them even more that I was someone famous, which kind of makes sense in a weird way. However, this won't last forever, and eventually someone's going to find my account, and they're going to see I only have 3,500 followers with tens of thousands viewing my live stream. That doesn't add up. No. Can you guys please go to my Instagram, give me a follow, so I can continue making these awesome videos? So eventually we left, took showers, got freshened up, and decided to go out with my new entourage. We hit the clubs, and when we got there was a long line. I'm a celebrity. I don't wait in lines. No. I walked right to the front, and this is what happened.
Right now we're at capacity. I'm only letting...
So I have 45,000 people watching on Instagram Live, and they want to. I just want to show them the back row. Can you do that? I promise this is my friend Nick.
I don't want to let my Instagram down.
We can definitely give you guys a big shout out. It's totally fine. My Blackbird.
We would love your shout out. I love you,
So he used to skip the line in the club and get it for free. That's pretty awesome.
This place was awesome. They brought us right to the table. They gave us VIP treatment. If you're ever in Miami, go to Blackbird. It's a dope spot. And next thing I knew, people were recognizing us. People were noticing that we were...
Oh, I know Blackbird. It's not really a club. It's more of like a bar. But yeah, there's typically a massive line outside of there. So yeah, I know. I don't actually like that place too much, but it's very popular.
We're on live. People are giving us these looks, and then they approached us.
Hello, holy shit, you have so many viewers. Who are you?
I'm Ethan.
Oh my god. Wait, how many viewers does he have? Who are you? Who the f are you?
I'm Ethan.
People just need to know who I was. Everyone thought I was a celebrity.
This is literally probably the easiest hack to bang chicks. Like, I don't think I've seen anything that's like as powerful as this. Like, it's mildly evil, right? Or at least it's kind of unethical, but it's fucking epic. Like, this is really fucking epic.
And the more I said, no, I don't want to talk about who I am, the more they believed it, and the more aggressive they got.
Wait, so why do you have so many people looking at you?
Because I'm interesting.
You're interesting.
I don't know. Why do you guys watch me? I have no idea why they watch me.
But like, that's a lot of answer some questions. I want to answer some questions. Yes, we'll be your best
Why are you
friend.
so good looking? Can we hang out?
Oh, you can't hang out with him because I like hanging out with him. I'm so sorry.
And then, of course, I got the dreaded question.
Wait, I want to follow you on Instagram.
Oh, I mean, you
He
could.
said no. Oh, he said no. Wait, like you.
Everyone thought I was a celebrity. Word got around very quickly, and a mob of people were cornering me.
I'm like cornered. You're Nick. Come over here. Meet my friend. Meet my friend Nick. Nick, say hi to these lovely girls here.
That's the best way to get girls to approach you. Like, this is so fucking fun.
Why is your friend famous?
Luckily, I got out of it okay, but as a good celebrity, I made sure to take photos with my fans. And that's when things got kind of crazy. People were fighting to get photos with me, so we decided to leave. After I left the club, a girl must have followed me with her friends and came up to me and said that one of her friends was more famous than me.
Are you TikTok famous?
Yeah, she is. That one.
I bet you have more TikTok
A million
famous.
followers.
I have more than a million.
So the famous friend proved that she was TikTok famous by doing a little renegade, and I told her that all my streamers just saw her. When she saw how many I had, she knew I wasn't joking.
All 46,000 streamers saw you.
Wait, that's not funny. Wait, oh my God, fly. What up, Shay?
Look how wet these girls are getting for the cloud.
What up, Lynn?
How many people on your live right now?
46.5K.
No. Can I actually see that? Wait, I'm famous.
No,
immediately buy. No, he's not kidding. He's not. I know. I don't want to be on. Wait,
Anyway.
I see your TikTok. I have to see. What do you post?
This is my Instagram right now.
Why are you famous?
Doesn't matter. Guys, we're here right now in Miami, Brickle.
What's your Instagram?
You too now?
Don't worry about it.
No, I have to know.
Can I say hi to your 47,000 followers?
46.
Wait, I can't believe. I've never seen this many people in my life. I don't see you guys, but.
Eventually, I left that group of girls, and as I was walking home, I ran into a group of street racers. I mean, my day couldn't have gotten crazier.
46,000 Instagram live.
Hey, listen, look. Hey. Man, I got the fastest start Cadillac CTS out here, baby.
Fastest.
Hey. Yo, bro, let me get you.
I never give it out in person.
These guys were so nice to us. And when we arrived at Shadisha's, I was the coolest cat in the whole entire place. People were dabbing me up. I was the man of the hour. It was getting late, so we eventually just left. And when I woke up the next morning, I had a bright idea. Everyone loves the idea of being famous, but a key requirement, if the spotlight is on you to be a celebrity, is that you have to be able to speak appropriately and speak clearly. What if they changed the application to be more like an educational game where live viewers will join your live stream, and if you speak clearly without using any filler words such as like or more people will join your live stream, rewarding you for good speaking. Of course, these people aren't real, it's all fake. However, this would give the illusion that you are getting more clout, you're becoming more famous, and who doesn't want that? And at the end of your live session, you'd get a report card on how you did.
You guys
I bet you
there's one more video I want to show you really quick because this guy's channel is actually pretty funny, honestly. We got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but I like his shit. Wait, where's this? Social Engineer Cloud. I think this is the one.
What's up, guys? It's somewhere in the middle. It's going to be around like 38,000 online.
Laura, my friend Laura, we're here at Hollywood Beach. We're about to go and be famous. All right, let's do this. Here we are. Let's do the first guy right here.
We decided to start our day off with like the
Okay, this is
manager
one.
came out to greet us.
Hey, what's up? So listen, I have 39,000 people watching right now live. Do you mind if I show you and everything? What's your name? Diego. Diego, nice to meet you, Diego. And where are we at, Diego? Give us the rundown. Where are we at? Tell us about the place.
So basically, he got a lot of like fucking free food. That's the premise of this. And then he got into like, yeah, he met girls. He got into like very exclusive Miami spots. So yeah, pretty fucking genius. Let's take a look at what you guys think about this. Dude, I wonder how many people are going to do this. By the way, I think he gives away this app on his website, so I think anyone can download this. I wonder how long it did take to make the app. Yeah, I'm not sure. If I were to talk to him again, I'll ask that question. Okay, anyway, so I guess we covered that. Let's get into... No, it's very different than the blue check mark, I think. Do you own a gun and why? I do not own a gun because I don't really need one, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's get into the in-person speed dates, and then we'll open up the panel. Okay, so this is the stuff that no one has seen yet. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Let me find the speed dates that no one has seen. I think it's... No, not this one. This one. Wait, what? No. Okay, this one. So you guys saw the first part of this,
Where you from?
where this guy ran away.
Oh no.
But then his friend came on. I didn't show you guys this part, so you guys can see his friend try to pick up the girl. Okay.
Yeah, like you already got points.
I have a tough act to follow, but I think you can do it.
All right, we're starting.
All right, we're starting.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
My name's Dalen. What's your name?
What's your name?
Dalen.
Dalen.
Yes.
Eden. What a
Nice.
unique name. Wow.
Thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from Toronto, actually.
Oh, I'm from New Mexico.
Oh no.
I just moved.
Is that what you do?
I just moved here today. That's our state.
Oh no way.
Yeah, that's our state sign. I moved here today.
Why?
For a job, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. What do you do?
I do dating and sex coaching as
there
well
you
as
go.
content creation.
Sweet. Okay,
Yeah.
so you do have OnlyFans.
No.
What do you have?
Where did you hear that from?
Oh, he just said to ask that question.
Okay.
Starting rumors. I don't have OnlyFans.
I'm not starting no rumors. That's not me.
No, it's okay. That's okay. What do you do?
Well, I am a door-to-door pest control salesman.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I knock on everyone's door, probably like 200 a day.
Wow.
This guy's like relatively calm and confident. His eye contact is a little bit poor though.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's probably exhausting.
It's fun. Yeah.
You like it?
Notice how Eden has like laser focused eye contact, right? So, but his eye contact is like not terrible, but it's not that good.
Yeah, I make pretty good money.
You see all kinds of bugs and shit?
All kinds of bugs.
Oh.
Yeah. I knock on someone's door and I either get yelled at or they tell me they need pest control. So, yeah, one time I actually opened the door and there was a crackhead holding a shotgun.
And what did you? Why are you laughing?
You just can expect anything in this job. It's crazy.
Oh wow! So you probably have some good stories.
That's probably the best one.
That's the best.
Everything else kind of lame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm here for the next 6 months.
Just doing that.
Just doing that.
The only mistake he's making so far, besides the eye contact thing, is he's talking about himself way too much. Again, he's just like using the iframe, but it's better to ask the girl questions and like use the we frame.
And then you're going back. Okay.
Or actually, I don't know if I want to go back. It's kind of fun.
You like it here?
Yeah. I get to go on 3-minute dates.
No commitment, nothing.
No commitment.
That's why you like it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me think. What's your favorite color? Actually, how old are you?
What's with you and favorite colors, you and your
I don't
friend?
know. I just heard him say it. But how old are you?
I'm in my late 20s.
How old do you think I am?
You're probably young.
How old?
Maximum 24, 25.
I'm 18 years old.
Is that legal? He's 18.
Yeah, it's legal.
Okay.
That's so
Just making sure. You're 18?
I'm 18.
No way.
My birthday is May 15th, so I'm almost 19.
Oh, good for you. Wow. So you can't drink here. You can't go out here until you're 21.
There is this taco shop right down there. I got pretty fucked up at her.
Here, I would probably make a joke. I'd be like, "Nah, I got special access, all right? I'm like the king of Miami, you know. Like they just, I don't even need a fake ID nowadays, you know. Here, I would just like kind of go over the top and make a joke.
Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to say that.
I didn't drop a name.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. You're doing a good job, though.
I feel like I did better than him.
Wow.
How far are we into this?
He already wants
So here, he's like running out of things to say. That will happen. He's definitely doing better than his friend, but
it to be done.
I have to pee. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes. What are your future plans?
Future plans. In
the only issue with this conversation is like 100% platonic so far.
terms of what? Like, be more specific, because
Do
that's.
you have? Okay, whenever you grew up, what did you want? Like, whenever you were younger, what did you always want to do?
Honestly, it's gonna sound cheesy. I always wanted to make YouTube videos or have my own channel or be a talk show host. And I studied journalism.
That's what y'all are doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. How about you?
Well, I graduated high school late. I went 5 years actually.
Nice.
Graduated a month ago because of this job, and now I'm here, and don't really have any plans after this. It's only a 6-month job, so maybe I want to travel around here afterwards.
Okay. Saving money?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good.
Well, I kind of been blown a lot today, but it's my first day in Miami. What am I supposed to do?
Having the time of your life.
Yeah.
He kind of has like a nervous laugh every time he makes a joke. So that's one thing that, like, if I was his coach, I would point out.
Okay, cool.
5 minutes.
So yeah, he's struggling to keep the combo going.
All right. Do you have any kinks?
Fuck you. I do have kinks. I do have things I'm into, but they're not things I tell right off the bat. It's kind of like you have to see them and experience them, you know?
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So here I might be like, oh yeah, are you trying to imply that I should experience these for myself? Right. So again, she's kind of giving him a layup to like flirt and sexualize the conversation. So I would have just like picked up on that.
Yeah. Do you have any?
You got to experience it.
No, you can't use my line.
So also here, I would just explain what my kinks are, because sometimes a girl wants you to go first. So here I might say like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of, I've been playing around with BDSM. I find it really hot. I love being like dominant, just like kind of like tying a girl up, handcuffing her to the bed, and just like fucking having my way with her. I like a lot of role plays. Toys can be a lot of fun. I'll probably say something like that here.
You're 18. You're for sure into some weird shit. Like, let's go, spill it, spill it. I'm a dating and sex coach. I've heard it all.
Okay, let me think.
The younger generations, they like having their ass licked. They like,
Yeah, like come on, what else?
Horses.
I've heard it all. I've heard it all.
TikTok and
It won't surprise me. I feel like I'd be surprised if it does surprise me. Like the nastiest thing you've searched on Pornhub recently.
Nastiest thing I've seen. That's fucked.
It's like Pornhub ain't nasty enough for me, okay?
Yeah.
Pornhub is too tame.
Yeah, Pornhub is probably too
I
tame
go
for you.
on like no rules hub.
Let's hear it.
Look at me dropping these comedic gems.
Okay, we broke 5 minutes. So this is cheating now.
Spill it. We're not ending until you say it.
It's not in it. You say this. Go ahead and say it. Trey, you didn't say jack shit, bro. I know. You sat here. I know. You don't gotta tell me.
I'm into the speed date porn. You know, I like it when there's like a speed date and someone just puts their dick out and starts chasing people around. I may or may not.
You're giving him ideas right now.
Right,
He's like, first night in Miami, yeah.
Yellow. All right, 5 minutes, I guess, is up. So, Eden, same question. Would you go on a date with this fine young gentleman?
To be honest with you, this is.
If I wasn't 18.
Okay, I was just gonna say, yeah, the age was a big no for me. I think you're cute. I just think that I was a little bored at times. I think that it was interesting what you did. You could have made more jokes about the whole pest control thing. Don't compare. We don't compare. I'm not talking about exactly. Listen up, youngster. I think you have beautiful eyes, and you lacked eye contact, buddy. I kept trying to chase your eyes.
So she's pointing out the same exact thing I said.
That is fair.
Do you know what I mean? So you could literally get a girl to take off her pants, I think, just by looking at her and being in conversation with her.
Right, I'm gonna go try that.
Yeah.
Road, okay?
Go try it and come back and let me know how that works. Okay? I also think that figure out your angle. What's your personality? You have a cute laugh. I think you have that funniness in you. Pull it out of you.
I'm just like,
I was a little bored at
a
times.
happy person.
You are, and I love it. And don't lose.
All right, so that's basically it. We got one more that we can take a look at. Let me just go through some comments first, and then we'll get to the second one. Okay, what do we have here? I'll go out there and pull her easy. Okay, let me get him down. I just got a little bickering in the chat, but I don't see any like legit questions. All right, let's just, I guess, go to the next one, since I don't really see any questions. Yeah, the black pillars will never stop with the, oh my God, it's because he wasn't that good looking. That's the only reason that the girl might not be into him. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm going to share my screen again. My drive, okay. Okay, fuck. Kick me off. Okay, I think this is the next one. No, this one we already saw. It's this one then.
Oh, X-Men.
No, not that.
All right, this is the second guy.
All right, so start off with the on her, and then to the guy, and then kick it off.
Okay.
All right. 5 minute speed date. See what you got.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now.
All right, starting now. Hi, Mason. What's your name?
Eden. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Are you from here?
No, I'm actually from Toronto.
Toronto, bro.
Yeah.
My boy Cameron from Canada.
So his body language is pretty good. He's fairly confident. So far it's not bad.
Oh, no way. Hi.
Have you lived in
Wow.
Toronto your whole life?
Yes. True Torontonian. I came here for this.
For this?
Yeah.
To speed date men.
Yes. That's what I do for a
Yeah, I might like reward this. I'd be like, you came here for this, really? So you came here just to go on a speed date with me, right? That's like one little adjustment I would make.
living. Pardon?
Also women?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't discriminate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what connects you to these
And I'd be like, oh, we have that in common. I'm also into women.
guys?
These are just people that I work with.
Co-workers?
Yeah.
All right,
And my
cool,
friends.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you done for like? I feel like I'm doing an interview. This should make me nervous. Honestly.
It's okay. Take your time.
Well,
Also, it's important to have like a few backup questions. Like ones I always fall back on is like, what's your background? What do you do for work? What are you up to tonight? Like, it's just good to have a few backup questions in the back of your mind in case you run out of shit to say.
my Riz just dropped.
That's okay. Keep going. Keep
He,
going
he started off pretty strong, but then like again, he's crashing, right? So that's kind of like a lack of practice.
until you find it again.
Keep going until I find it again.
You're good.
How about you ask me a question?
Me ask you a question? Are you from here?
No, my first time in Miami.
Oh, no way. What are you
Yeah.
doing here?
I'm
Yeah, just like went way downhill after the first 40 seconds.
here to help out my boy with a video shoot. We're gonna film some sports cars.
Oh, no way. So you guys are content creators as well?
Yeah.
Very
Been working
nice.
in media production for a while now. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice.
Do you like to party?
Do I like to party? What does partying look like to you?
I don't know. What's partying like in Miami?
I've only been here for what, a week and a half, and I haven't really done the whole Miami.
Gone out.
I did it years ago. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Fun. Not
Years
really
ago,
my
how many
thing.
years ago?
Ooh, like 6 years ago.
6 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
You
damn.
know what's crazy? 6 years ago, I was 15.
Oh my!
If you're young, I probably wouldn't draw attention to that if you're talking to a girl who's older than you.
You're aging me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Anyway. So you haven't done the Miami party life since then? 6 years?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I don't really care to.
You don't really care to?
One thing that's good that he's doing is kind of matching her body language. That it's called mirroring. It's a pretty effective technique, actually.
What do you like doing?
The beach.
The beach.
Keep it chill. I was staying in residential areas.
Kind of like
so-
enjoying, not so much escaping.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Just
like
relax.
that vibe,
Yeah.
I've done some partying, but recently I've been trying to be more focused on. It's hard. I'm trying to be focused on my future, but at the same time also enjoy the present. But it's like a weird balance because you're so stressed out about the future that it's hard to like enjoy.
You only have the now.
You only have the now, and
Right?
you're
I'm
living.
not trying to be a fucking hippie here, but like you only have the now.
No,
So,
you're just speaking the truth.
well, yeah, of course. That's all I do is speak the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eden, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because there's not a lot of like really honest people nowadays. I feel like everyone's trying to be someone, but they're too caught up to like be themselves.
I agree.
So,
I totally agree. And that's why, like, partying doesn't really, in my opinion, enhance that.
I see.
It gets you farther from that. I think from time to time it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, don't think I don't get loose and have fun. But I think with limits. And I think as you get older,
So here again, I might make another joke to be like, oh yeah, how loose do you get? Like, oh, I prefer girls who are a little bit more on the tight side, but we can make do, right? So again, it's a really good opportunity for sexual joke.
older, you realize what's the point.
Yeah.
Next day, I feel like shit.
Exactly.
I blew all my money. Like, for what?
Exactly.
To flex
yeah.
on who?
You'd rather
You know what I
like spend enough to have a good time and enjoy like feeling good, enjoy like experiencing
Yeah, I
life.
also don't like crowds of idiots. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like select few people.
So you kind of become the people you spend your time around.
You do, 100%.
Yeah.
You're the sum of what? Your 5 closest people?
Yep, exactly.
Again, like the vibe is good, but this is 100% platonic. That's the issue. A lot of people really just like, I would say like 95% of guys just cannot, for the life of them, sexualize a conversation.
That's what you are.
The average, yeah.
So, yeah.
You seem like pretty conscious about that part.
Yeah.
You like to spend your time around good people.
I keep my circles pretty tight.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm on the streets doing speed dating. But-
Well, hey, maybe you're just on the search for more people like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I love that you appreciate that. So good on you.
Really
good on you.
That, yeah.
Especially because you're young.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Because I'm young. Yeah.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. A lot of people your age.
So can only speak the truth. How old are you?
Late 20s.
Late 20s.
Yeah.
A vague truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it a mystery.
We're gonna keep it a mystery. You gotta stay mysterious somehow. Yeah.
Exactly.
What kind of line of work are you in?
Well, I do this. I do dating and sex coaching and YouTube and dating as well. Don't just get stuck up on the sex part.
I'm just reiterating.
Yes.
That's an interesting part.
That's what I do. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. I keep my clientele pretty tight and close in Toronto, and then I have some that I do virtually, but yeah.
I see. Yeah.
How about you? Besides content creation?
Lately, I've been a lot in media production. The last year, I was working a lot in crypto.
Oh, cool.
I was doing marketing management for a crypto firm in South Korea. Nice. But, things with crypto right now. I decided to pivot back to media production because that's kind of where my roots have been for the last decade or so. And it's going really well.
Good.
I'm in Miami right now.
Good for you. Good.
I'm going to Arizona later this month.
Amazing. I love Arizona. I've been there a few times. Wanted to move there back in the day.
Do you travel a lot?
Not as much as I'd like to, but this year I am. So I'm going to Malta in September.
Malta.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little Euro trip with some girls.
Nice.
All right, 5 minutes is up.
Yay!
Right.
Good job.
All right, so Eden, same question as always. Would you go on a second date with this fine young gentleman?
You're cute, but I don't think I would, only because I don't think we had a connection.
That's cool.
At some point we did. I like what we were talking about, got a little deep, which I was kind of looking for at the beginning.
Okay.
You did get a little nervous, which is totally fine. I love that you pulled
on
through.
The street from strangers.
You did a good job. You did a good job. I just think that there has to be more flavor in the conversation. Rather than
you could have done better besides that, or anything else.
I felt a little bit tight,
Whip his dick out maybe on the table.
I mean, if you did a trick with the dick, then maybe.
A trick, like a kickflip.
Girls really like it when you randomly whip your penis out.
No, actually, don't listen to him. I can get you arrested.
That was a joke, by the way.
Bad call. I think overall, the whole point of this, by the way, is we give feedback.
I think it was a fun experience.
I think it was good. On the spot, it's different, it's unique, but I do think that you could have asked some more personal questions, could have dived into things that I was talking about when I gave you more. I was hoping that you'd follow that because I had interest in that. And I think that you kind of switched topics pretty quickly. Alex, anything on your end?
I wasn't paying attention too closely, but hey, if you want to see the video when it's out, I can text you the link.
All right, so there we go. That's basically the whole thing. Yeah. All right, let's see what questions we have. Think about it this way. This is your average competition going outside. Go out and do your day game. You've already had most people. Yeah, keep in mind, this is above average because these are where the guys that were even willing to do the date. For every one of the guys that was willing to do it, there was 10 guys who were not willing to do it. So you would assume the guys who are willing to do it are probably more confident, than the guys who are not. So this is above average competition. Maybe inside of Starbucks would be safer too. Yeah, they wouldn't. I would need permitting. They would never let me do inside of Starbucks. You can't just set up in a private business. Alex, check this third Zerker link I sent you. Oh, cool. That was you. Thanks for sending that over. I will. I will do. I'm actually planning on doing a whole video to that. So I didn't want to drop everything. So yeah, I will do a full video on that maybe in a week. Do you think a chat can get away with platonic vibe, Alex? Sometimes, yeah. I mean, a chat will definitely get more wiggle room, but I think he will do better if he's able to sexualize. Well, all right, dude, could you stop fucking spamming the chat? Final warning. This is going fucking crazy. Let's see what else we have. We got the fake looks for Element chat, I believe, unless he somehow legitimately lost the French, but I never took it away. Okay, what else do we have? I guess that's basically it. Was Eden being extra generous to these guys? No, I don't think so. She said no to every guy besides one, besides the guy I showed in my video. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like she was. Okay, yeah. If you text me, I'll confirm that's really you. How did you lose your wrench? I don't know. I didn't take it away, so I don't know how that happened. What do you think about Florida becoming constitutional carry state? I don't care one way or another about it. It's like really not something I care about. I just never was really that passionate about guns. So, okay. Does Eden like black guys? I have no idea. I know she has a boyfriend though. So, okay. I guess let's move on to the next part of the show. I mean, we've covered a lot of shit. What happened to Jake? He retired after losing? No, he's just been busy, man. Like I've talked to him privately, like literally yesterday or 2 days ago. He's gonna come back on. Like Jake was never on my channel every single fucking day. Jake would come on maybe once or twice a week, and like leading up to the competition, he came on more often, but that was just to build hype. But generally, Jake was never like fucking in every single one of my streams. I mean, the dude owns a business. He has kids. Like I'm sure he has shit to do. I think a perfect looks versus game competition would be looks for L versus NDMP. Yeah, potentially. I think a perfect competition would be like if we got like a legit Chad who's like mildly socially autistic or just really awkward. Not autistic, actually, just awkward. And then we got, like Indie versus NDMP. I think that would be good. Okay, I'm going to put this dude in timeout for spamming. We're also gonna like crack down on fucking spamming. So don't spam the chat, please. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but just don't repeat yourself 20 million times. Zerker versus Jake. Yeah, that would be I don't know, that'd be interesting. Austin Dunham is a good candidate, but as he's introverted as fuck. Is he? I don't know. I'm not familiar with his content as much. There's another link. I sent you this. It's about 5 minutes. Yeah, I will do. So I'm planning on, like I said, I'm planning on doing a full reaction video to this. So yeah, like I will cover that in the full video I do on this. So this is just like more of like a sneak preview. Me versus Dennis would be hilarious. That would be interesting, but I feel like you guys are similar looks level, so I don't really know what that would prove. So yeah, I don't know like what that would actually like. Also, I think competitions are better when we like control for as many factors as possible. So I think like similar, like same ethnicity is probably more ideal than different ethnicities because then people will like try to make the race argument whether one person wins. So yeah. What happened to the Destiny Infield? He rescheduled it. He said he's like too busy to do it right now, so the ball's in his court. Yeah, I tried. Have you seen Austin's pickup? He has 0 gamer. He relies on looks. We're talking about Austin Summers here. There's a video on Sneaker's channel where Zerker goes out with them and does his usual game with girls. Okay, I'll have to. If someone can email me that'd be really good. Similar age and ethnicity support. Me versus Austin Summers would be good. I did his career brutally. Hardcore disagree with that, but yeah, I'd love to see that happen. That is one competition I would actually be very interested in. But no quitting early this time. All right, here we go. Drop the link. So anyone who wants to come on for an open panel can jump on. Oh. Have you reviewed Austin Summers' program? No, not yet. It's not out yet. I think the release date is 4/20. So, yeah. Austin, Alex, care to react to the video? Our link shows a Chad. Chad like get rejected every time. He's socially awkward. Yeah, sure. That should be interesting. Where can I see that? Did you email it to me or where is that? I will actually be interested in reacting to that. Would you pay for his ticket again if he competes with Austin Summers? Yes, but there needs to be conditions. There needs to be a set amount of approaches that are done, and if those are not done, I get my money back. So there would need to be like money in escrow, And if the amount of approaches we agree beforehand are completed, then he doesn't have to give me anything. So with that stipulation, I would, yeah, because I think it would be interesting content. I'm late. Did you already discuss the Miami Speed Date video? Yep, we did. Yeah, just fast, rewind maybe half an hour. We are actually literally, that video is in the works. That should be out potentially next week. So yeah, that video is on the way. Also, make it clear Looks Farrell cannot drink. He must approach sober. Yeah, that could be another condition. I'm not opposed to that. Yeah, no, I would be interested in seeing that competition. I think it'll be pretty exciting. Man, the chat is so fucking argumentative. Yo, my BFF.
Yo, what's going on? Greetings from Japan.
What are you doing in Japan?
Geomaxing.
Are you so excited that you got a W in the competition that you're just like fucking off in life? You're like, whatever. I don't need anything in life. I'm just gonna celebrate this for the next 3 years.
Yeah, that was a brutal destruction. If we don't account for the pity numbers, it was a complete blowout. Like the close score doesn't account for the stark difference in desire. It's kind of like a facade.
I mean, the rules that you wanted were in place, and you won by a small margin according to those rules.
Well, I already told you we kind of broke rules. We talked to some girls who were well outside the age range.
Yeah, but come on. The rules were more broken on your part than on Jake's part.
We both it wasn't ideal. For the next one, if I were to do it again, it has to be much more clear. Would you
for the next one, I would want if we were to do it against Austin Summers, not have to. First of all, I can't speak on his behalf because he doesn't even live here. He lives in Tampa. But if he was to agree to it, I would probably be down to finance that. But there would need to be money in escrow that if you don't compete the set amount of approaches that we agree on beforehand, you don't get your your flight paid for. That would have to be a really strong precondition.
Money in escrow. Damn. Well, okay, let me ask you this question. If I destroy it, let's just say I'd beat Austin, right? Because you consider him top 1% or something?
In game, yeah.
So at that point, would you kind of concede?
I would largely concede, yeah. If you beat Austin and their rules aren't broken, I would definitely have to really question my worldview.
Okay. Because that'd be my final mic drop. I need a fucking just mic drop moment. You know what I mean?
I mean, it would definitely cause me to really question my worldview and maybe take what I right now put Looks at 50 and maybe up into 70 or something like that, right? So I don't think I would completely just do an instant 180, but I think I would definitely calibrate my worldview on that for sure.
Got it. Yeah, because it'd be interesting. I'm not saying we just did one, you know. I'm kind of still soaking it in. Watching it back was pretty fun.
Yeah, I know. You're going to fucking jerk off to that competition for the next 3 years.
That fucking one interaction with the 40-year-old chick was ingrained in my skull. That was so funny.
The chat is under the idea that you and I had a massive falling out after that competition, and that's the reason.
No. Me and Alex are cool. You know, we bicker here and there, but it is what it is. It's just with Jake, he seems not to like me, but that is what it is.
Well, he got pissed. He got pissed off, and I think rightfully so. Given
I didn't have a single woman interested in him genuinely. I don't understand why he's pissed. I saved him from some more pretty pathetic rejections.
No, come on. Are you going to make the argument that you got sick as a way to save him? You were actually being altruistic? Come on.
No. I'm just saying if it carried
your immune system was actually secretly looking out for Jake. Is that really what you're going to have us believe?
I mean, it was a clear winner, to be honest. Watching the footage, it was, but I mean,
yeah.
I think it should be Austin Summers.
It seems close was because we allowed for pity numbers from women who were clearly not interested in him. Anyone with a pair of eyeballs can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already conceded that you got more interest from the girls, but in terms of how are we gonna how would that even be a thing? We're just gonna you're gonna say that they were pity numbers. He's gonna say they're not pity numbers. So it's highly subjective. There needs to be objective metrics. They can't be subjective things
literally the whole comment section could tell that says volumes.
No, the comment section was pretty split.
Nah, dude, I was reading
It was maybe like 60%, 60% your way, 40% Jake. So yeah,
I don't
I
think
did a poll on the stream. It was something like there's two things that I polled the chat. The first one is, did Lux Farrell cheat? 70% said yes, 30% said no. The second one, who do you think really won the competition? About 42% said you, 20 something percent said Jake, and about like another 20 or so, 25% said neither. So it was in your favor, but it wasn't substantially.
I mean, just read the comments on the video. I was reading them back.
I'm just literally repeating to you the results of the poll. You can like
They're trolling. They're trolling. There's no way. The footage is like so clear. I don't think people are that like retarded or something.
I mean, yeah.
No, I think like people were annoyed and rightfully so at the fact that this competition was preemptively ended.
Well, when you get sick making out with chicks, I'm sorry. It just
I know, man. First of all, okay, can we just be real? During the competition, you didn't make out with anyone. You got one kiss on the cheek, and then you got one girl to give you a peck on the lips. There was no makeouts.
No, the makeouts were like afterwards.
Okay.
Also, when I went with Ron, like we were killing it. He can tell you.
Okay, sure. But I'm talking about during the competition.
Yeah, during the competition,
there was no makeouts.
No, I meant to say like kisses for during.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I guess you can get sick from kissing a girl on the cheek. I didn't really know that, but
no, like you don't understand. Like after the competition, we were like killing it, and even on Wednesday when I went out with Ron, it would just like look weird if you get rejected for a kiss on stream. That'd be like bad. So you got to make sure the girl's like very interested, and there was only like maybe 2 or 3. I don't know.
Okay, if you say so.
But yeah, it was clear that like Jake got no desire from like any of the women. To this day, watching back.
No, I don't think he got no desire. I think there was a few who gave him some level of desire. It's not black and white. There's like levels of desire, right? So like there's like maybe like 10% desire, 20%, 50%. He got some level of desire from some of the girls, but I will fully agree that you got more desire and probably higher levels of desire from some girls.
Yeah,
but some girls you also got pretty brutal blowouts. You came nowhere close to the 80% success ratio.
Well, first of all, I said 70, and on the first night
you came nowhere close to even 50%.
What are you talking about? The first night was 40.
And the second night was 0.
I did 2 on the second night because Jake did 5, but like we split the shit. It was like complicated. So I got like
there was also footage that we didn't show where you guys did one or the other, where there was both parties did not approach the same girl. Your success rate was closer to about 25% when it came to number closeness.
It was like 30. Yeah, I mean, still very disappointing.
Okay, I will concede and say 30%. Still nowhere close to 70%.
Yeah. I mean, I just gave an estimate. I was surprised how many girls actually have boyfriends there. If we don't account for like that, then it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad, by the way. I don't think there's anything wrong with the 25% success rate. I'm just proving the point that like you like I think you came into this idea that you were just going to be this fucking you were going to insanely slay with girls and you're going to have this like 70 or 80% success rate, which I knew from the start was absurd, and that I don't care how fucking who you are, no one's going to get an 80% success rate or 70% success rate.
I said 70, and again, that was just an approximation. I said it's likely a bit lower. Like I can't give you like
right. So, but in reality, it was 30%. So that's like not even close.
Yeah, 1 out of 3. I mean, that's pretty good though. But yeah, still disappointing.
It's pretty good. I'm just saying it's nowhere close to what your estimate was.
Just wait till I get shredded. It'll be 40-50.
And if you bulk up, it's like game over. Yeah, it's game over.
Not to mention yeah. I mean, it was just like a great W.
So are you really going to do the competition with Austin?
I was just pondering it because you're like, oh, this guy's top 1%. And then I'm like, listen, if I beat this guy, I mean, there's like nothing they can say. With Jake, he's just your Jake. My game was like years better than his too. So like, it wasn't even.
Well, I thought game didn't exist. What?
I know, but since you guys believe in it,
my game was better than it is.
Wait. You think looks at a better game, or you think the girls are like just reciprocated more because he's better looking and taller? Like
I think it was actually both. I think there's definitely some things that he did better than Jake when it comes to like social skills or game.
Yours better. It was actually embarrassing watching it back, like how he was conversing with these women. Like I'm just having a normal combo, and he's like throwing canned one-liners.
Well, I think he was a bit nervous, and like I understand that because people get nervous when they're like not used to being filmed. I think that he was starting to get better as the competition was going on. So he was doing better the second night than the first night. So I think that it would have been very interesting to see what would have happened if we did like way more interactions. If we did like second night, third night. So yeah, I think he was starting to warm up. So yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't think he's nervous. He just like throws out canned one-liners.
No,
like,
he was definitely nervous. Like the first time, for sure.
which is strange. Like I should be the one that should be nervous since I never do this, and yet like it was just normal.
I was shocked how nervous he was for someone who approaches pretty often.
Right,
You know?
that's crazy. But,
Yeah, people get nervous, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That'd be funny to do it versus Austin. That'd be interesting. I'm just concerned at that point. Like it's such a big thing that like something.
We're gonna go with the cringy conspiracy theory once again.
Well, no, because this is like more serious. You know, this is like an icon in your guys' community, right? So.
Yeah, the easy way around that is that you can just like fucking pick the girls, or we can do a different venue.
Yeah.
I mean, this conspiracy theory to me is so absurd that I'm like such a powerful figure that I can like control every bar in the Miami area.
No. Like the one we did, there was no type of rigging or anything like that. But I'm saying when it's with someone like Austin or like I don't know another PUA, it might be like I don't know.
So we could just do it at a different venue. You could just pick the girls. We could I could give you a few options. You can pick the venue last minute. There's so many ways around that.
Yeah. How you guys doing though?
Okay, I'll talk to Austin about it and feel out, see whether he's interested in that. Yeah, I think the competitions from like a business perspective are way more of a headache than they're worth. Like I don't make any money on them. It's a massive waste of time. But I would be very interested in seeing the Austin versus looks one. So I would do that one just purely from just like a curiosity perspective, if anything.
Right, just like run it through him. I'm not saying like I'm down 100% right now, but like let's see how he thinks about it.
I think that'll do well for you too on the channel. I mean, it's Austin Summers if it looks like I think it'll do pretty well.
Yeah, I mean the first two competitions both like kind of underperformed in terms of.
Well, they didn't have like big names. Like, how many subs does Summers have on YouTube? I thought he had a lot.
He's like maybe 20,000.
Oh, it's not bad. Like better than Jake, but
yeah, he'll probably do a little bit better, but it's not going to be like again. But I'm not doing it from like a business perspective. I'm doing it purely from like a fun curiosity perspective. Like I would actually legitimately enjoy watching that. I think a lot of people would. So that's why I would do that, not because it will like be profitable for me in any way.
Yeah, it'd be good entertainment for sure.
Yeah, like Austin actually knows how to talk to chicks without being like a weirdo. Like I've watched him converse, and he's kind of funny and interesting. So it would be at least closer in my eyes.
Yo, Chaff, who do you think would win the competition? Austin versus looks. Let's get a feeler for that.
Looks.
I would actually happily bet money on that, Alex Hader. I would put like a $500 or $1,000 on that.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Wait, who would you bet on?
Austin.
I'd bet on
really?
Yeah. On that one, I would definitely bet.
Is this like a pre like a UFC match where like looks has like time to bulk up and shit like in a few months?
He can take time, I guess. I don't really care.
Dude, look, these guys are all saying Austin. That's so funny. Did they not just witness what happened to Jake?
Look just hopping Roy.
Apples and oranges, my man. Jake versus Austin is like massive apples and oranges.
Jake versus Austin.
No, I'm saying like the beatdown I gave Jake, and now Austin's next. Although I will say Austin is better at conversing, so I'll grant him that at least. But I think
they're not even close. You're talking about a dude who's like fought a few amateur fights versus like Mike Tyson. Like they're not even close.
Yeah, but he's still 5'7", I believe, and a normie, so it doesn't frighten me at all.
He's about 5'9", but yeah, he's not. He's definitely average looking. Sure.
Yeah, I'm not concerned.
Okay. Well, I hope if Austin agrees, you're not going to back down.
Well, no. This isn't like 100% down. I'm just saying, wouldn't that be a good idea? I wanted to run it through you and see.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea. I'm down to do it.
Okay. I'll keep it in mind. That live speed dating thing was interesting, but I still think too many women will virtue signal because it's still like obviously not real. So
she said no to every guy except for one.
Yeah. But I mean, still, it's not like a real life setting. Like the only way to truly know is the one that we did, where it's like real life picking up chicks.
Well, it's like a different format. Like it's just a different premise.
Yeah.
Malik definitely virtue signals a lot though. I don't know, like she let that one dude like stay for the whole time. Then she's like, you know what, you were like just the funniest person. Like you're not even my uncle. Like Jesus.
Online, don't calibrate, be better than trying to remember some channel. Alex taking. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I have 3 black pillars on the panel with me.
Finally.
I just can't get rid of you guys. I don't know. You guys are just fucking drawn to me like fucking.
Well, up until now, it's always been like me 1 versus 5, 1 versus 4. You know, it's kind of nice to have some people who agree with me for once.
Just no matter how much I shit on the black pill, just the black pill just
Hey.
keep. They're like, hey man, this guy gets it. This guy gets it. I feel like you guys view me as like a black pillar in training. You're like, if I can just convince Alex. So
Yes, that's kind of why I want to.
Wait, Alex,
Dude,
what
if I do the
percentage-
Austin thing and I beat him, like I guarantee your audience will be like 99% black.
Then Alex has to look.
No,
I think a lot of people would really question their worldview if you beat what's it called, Austin.
Yeah.
No, that'll actually be somewhat interesting because
Fuck.
Austin, like Austin's game compared to Jake is it's like it's a different stratosphere. Like it's not. It's not even.
That's what I've been saying.
Like
Yeah, but their looks are
Jake's
similar.
game is worse than like a random person on the street. I could pick up a random
Well, no,
guy
that's,
on the
that's
street.
actually, that's
and
actually
just-
not true. I think we just witnessed like what the average game is. Like the average game is really poor.
Those guys on the speed dates that you just shown, they were doing way better than Jake.
No, I don't think so.
Even
Those-
with their
those-
flaws, they were doing way better.
Well, there's
even
a-
when the
there's-
guy was like doing the little like, oh, I'm in media for 10 years and whatever, like that he did that in the flow of a natural conversation. Jake would randomly put that in a point in the conversation where the girl wouldn't even know why he brought it up. So even with their flaws, they still maintained a natural flow of conversation.
No,
And the girl
you're comparing apples to oranges. Like you have to compare how Jake does on speed dates to those guys. That would be a fair comparison. Or you'd have to have those guys do cold approach. They're not the same. There's a big difference between.
Well, no.
who's being very friendly
I've
with
seen
that
Jake
people.
in both. But the thing is, I've seen Jake in both environments. So I've seen him at his best and his worst, and I've seen some so-so. But I've seen those guys in person already, so I can already like because Jake, a lot of the canned openers he was using or whatever, he was using so many of them on top of another. It's not like I'm nitpicking one bad line here or there. It's literally like some of those sets he was in, the entire conversation, I could pick out every PUA tactic. It was like cold read, DHV, cold read, talk to the friend, do this, do that, OnlyFans, cold read again. Oh, raise comfort, try to sexualize here, rebound with the funny joke. It was like everything was so rehearsed, and I could point it out. So I know women, if I'm in tune to it, I know women can notice it because women are more in tune to body language and all that stuff.
I mean, I think we can all agree that Jake wasn't the best representative of PUA. He was using like canned lines, and like that's not like what maybe in early 2000s PUA was that, but not anymore.
No,
so he was like a very poor representative, I feel like.
You know it's over when a black pillar has more quote unquote game than you by years.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like a guy that doesn't play
This is
sports.
like a
being
dude.
better.
This is like a dude who wins like one fight and is like, "I'm the best fighter ever."
Bro, I've won every
Jake
single
Paul
thing so far.
I mean-
dude, put me against Austin and it'll be the mic drop.
People
Like,
rating
like,
Jake's game
Okay.
high, so I mean, I don't know. That's what people are saying.
yeah, getting girls asking me questions, kissing me, clear interest versus petty numbers, pressuring. It's not even the same ballpark, bro.
Again, you're like overblowing your success. Like you had you got some brutal rejections. You had also
Didn't,
some
though.
what I would say is like you had a good amount of girls who didn't text you back. I think what was it, less than 50%
I had
girls
one
text
that
you?
didn't. That's it.
So how many numbers you got? You got 3 numbers or 4 numbers?
I got I got 3, and she texted me back later, so we didn't count it. But every single girl responded. Just
Okay.
not during the restraints for
Wait,
one
but
of them.
if you got 3 numbers out of like how many? What is it?
It was
What
10.
it called? 10?
10 that I did total, so that's 30%.
Okay.
With
Yeah, I
responses
mean,
and interest.
I don't think you crushed it nearly as much as you think you crushed it, but
Yeah, I was slightly disappointed. I was thinking more like 4, 5, 6 out of 10, but 3 out of 10 is still okay at least. But yeah,
Dennis, why don't you give your argument that you were telling me the other day when Lux wasn't there, so you can
Me?
actually ask him directly? Yeah, you.
I mean, like, shout out to you for doing the contest. Like, that takes respect. You have balls. The only thing is, you did well the first night. The only thing is, I don't think you can be called the winner because you quit. And like, you know, a quitter never wins. So I think it's kind of delusional to call you the winner when you quit the contest. Wouldn't you agree that a quitter should never win?
Well,
Looks, isn't this what I warned you about?
No, Looks won by knockout.
Yeah.
How did he win by quitting?
Did you not watch the first night? I think the first night speaks volumes about how everything will go.
But like, you quit, so in what other contest would the quitter win? Doesn't the quitter usually lose because he quit?
There's scenarios in the NBA where like they shut down stuff for COVID. I mean, this is like an easily dispellable argument. Also, if you witnessed the first night, what do you think would change so starkly between the first and the second, besides me getting sick?
I mean, didn't you want a huge sample bias, though? Doesn't, like, the sample bias matter?
What do you mean?
Like, the more sample size you have, the more, like, it's going to be. Like, it was
I want to do more volume. It just happened to me that I got sick. Like, it was true that having higher volume matters a lot.
Weak immune system. I understand you had a weak immune system. It happens.
Yeah, when you make out with girls, it happens, bro. It's something you wouldn't know of. But Ron, listen, if you put me against like Ron or something, that would be like interesting because like I wouldn't feel too confident going against him.
Against who, me? I'm not a pickup artist, man.
No, I know, but you got good looks and height and good physique.
But how would that be an interesting competition anyway?
Yeah,
just watch two child lights battle it out.
Yeah, it would
bro.
just be a bunch of
made
yeses
sense
back
with,
to back.
Say like a self-proclaimed dating coach versus a normal guy.
Yeah.
Was you know, black pill.
Oh, Ron, you should go against Austin Summers. You could do it too. Just
who the hell's Austin?
He's just like this normie. He's
that would really not be. I would have like close to no interest in that competition. That really wouldn't be interesting.
Yeah.
Like next time you got
like someone that holds a stance like black pill.
Yeah, that's like the kind of shit I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that it makes more sense than that.
Next time you guys have a contest, you should definitely have a stipulation where, like, if you quit, you lose. I mean, it sounds obvious, but I guess you guys, like, don't compute that. So that should be a stipulation next time.
I agree. I've said that since the beginning of this. I definitely think it should be.
I don't know how that's even like debatable, you know. But
I don't think it is. It's just the problem is that wasn't like clearly established. But yeah, also like the one thing that like I have a problem with looks is that okay, maybe like you were legitimately sick for a few hours and you got better and you went to the club. But why not just do it the third night? Like I texted you, you read my text, you saw that we know that. Like why not just do it the third night and get more volume in there like you initially wanted?
Again, like I read your text like late. Maybe it showed up that I read it then, but I was out. Like I was drunk. I wasn't really like thinking. I don't know. But the next night you said you'd left already. It's truly important to get a lot of volume in, but man, that thing is a pain in the ass. Like doing it for so many hours.
Yeah, well, I told you that from the start.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to more volume. Again, like I don't think it should be come off like I'm quitting. I just got sick. But I'm feeling well.
Well, that part's a little debatable right there.
yeah, there's literally a clip of you rage quitting after you get rejected. You're like, I'm done. Like, fuck this shit. Like, you wouldn't call that a rage quit?
No, at that time I was just like slightly frustrated. But
he said that. I'm done.
Oh yeah,
but literally, like every single person, like okay, to be fair, I wasn't there the second night, so I'm going off secondhand. But every single person who's there the second night says that there was clearly a visible drop in your state after the first rejection, and also that you kept obsessing about it and talking about it nonstop. So like you're talking about it being sick, and you probably were like somewhat sick. But like, there's also the other thing, which is like, again, like you clearly became like pretty bummed out after that first one, and you kept obsessing about it over and over again. And I think Ron can probably confirm
well,
that.
Hold on. Before the night started, I said I was ill, so that has nothing to do with like my interaction. And the reason why I was confused is because I knew it wasn't like genuine. It couldn't be. So after I watched it back later, it made sense to me, like why that happened.
Because that same night you were like, how did he get the number? And then you saw.
Yeah, I saw it back. First of all, I saw how I was rude to the husband that cock blocked, so that was like obvious.
Yeah, it's still not true. You weren't actually rude to the husband.
I was literally like, "Do you know these girls?" Like in that tone, it was very.
Yeah, because the husband
that's like
up,
a normal thing that happens. It's not a big deal. Like that's a normal thing that happens when you go out. It's not a big deal. You just usually pivot to the other girl.
Here's what I think happened. I think Lutz was legitimately sick, right? But I think there's a second component which is that he probably wasn't so sick that he needed to go home, but it was the combination of the fact that he was sick and he became insanely discouraged after that first rejection, which is witnessed by the fact that one, you can kind of observe him being a little bummed out. Two, the fact that you see him on camera saying "fuck this shit" or whatever, like I'm done.
That was the last approach.
And then also you see everyone who was there saying, "Yo, like he was like literally like so bummed out, he was obsessing about that number." So I think there's two things. I believe you that you were like somewhat sick. I just don't believe you were so sick that you couldn't do the competition, because if you were so fucked up, there's zero chance you would have gone out 3 hours later. Like if you're that sick, you're going home and you're passing out. So you're probably somewhat sick. You just weren't that sick.
I mean, I really was. And when I was out like later, which was like 4 hours later, I still felt very ill. So I just went home.
But then you weren't that sick if you went out. Like when I'm really sick, I don't leave my bed.
I mean, I wasn't talking at all because it hurt to talk.
Because you're a normie, Alex.
I know. If I was a Chad Light, I probably wouldn't get sick. You're right.
Yeah, they can still party while they're sick.
Well.
Good-looking people don't get sick, man.
Yeah, true. I actually never get sick myself, but yeah. But yeah, like the times I have been like sick, like with like fucking food poisoning or something like that, or like strep, like when I'm so sick, there's zero chance I'm gonna go anywhere. I'm like not leaving the fucking bed. Like so that's like when you're like really fucked up. So if you're like even contemplating the idea of like leaving your bed, then you're not that sick.
Well, I don't know. It just hurts to talk and swallow. So if I'm being recorded talking to girls with like a fucked up voice and it hurts, like that changes the dynamic. It also lowers my like mood. It's just like everything's bad when you're ill. Like I don't know.
It hurts to talk and swallow.
Yeah, like a lot. Like I've already addressed this earlier.
Yo, Greg, I don't think Luke's 6'1.5". I think that's a meme.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, who's 6'1.5"?
Greg keeps saying that Luke's is 6'1.5".
No shit. Greg doesn't like me because I call him cringe and a normie.
I don't believe that one.
Oh,
I mean,
he's clearly taller than that.
Yeah, he's tall. I mean, I don't know exactly what we didn't fucking measure him when he arrived.
No, he's
tall.
Like I have friends that are 6'2" and looks as tall.
Is he taller than you, Ron?
No, he's the same height, I think. Like when I looked at him, he looked about the same height as me.
Well, there's photos with me and Ron that like I'm either his height or slightly taller.
Ron, you're like 6'3".
What's up?
You're like 6'3", right?
Oh shit! Look at this. I love how Lux is trying to act all nice and Alex, but was bad mouthing. What you were talking shit about me?
I just said that when I saw you in person, you looked small and kind of frail and healthy. Like, but other than that, that's not talking shit. Like I said, you're a cool guy, but
my streams are like the mildest.
Have you heard of Lyme disease? I've like only talked about.
Oh yeah, I know that. That's what I figured. It's probably due to that.
But not only that, my streams are like the mildest black pill streams ever. Like I mean, even when we do roast pickup artists and stuff, it's not like everybody thinks I'm like a doomer or something, and I don't get it. And like most of my streams, we're just sitting around like talking like rating women or talking about chicks or something.
Rating guys' faces, rating guys' faces. Like this guy is other than that guy.
I mean, if you guys want to do that, that's fine. But I mean, I've noticed there's a shortage of channels that rate women. So for whatever reason there is, so I said, hey, why don't we just rate women? Because it's kind of these chicks are kind of hot. So
I mean, yeah, you can do whatever.
But
you
yeah,
want.
we don't.
Like pointless, but you know,
I'm cool. I even have some like game guys, even some guys that believe in game and all that. Like some of them join. Like I'm really not a doomer, like incel. Like I don't know. Like we don't hate Alex. I don't even remember. I think somebody just said they were just saying what Alex needs to do to Lux Max, of course. But I mean, that's what black pillars talk about.
Yeah, because I never would have figured out myself what I need to do to Lux Max. I would say this though, like I see a lot of like, first of all, I find the idea of like arguing about people's height like ultra cringe. Like I don't really care what anyone's height is.
It's
like,
such a controversy. Jesus.
But there's a lot of controversy about my height, so I'm issuing like a challenge. I will happily bet $1,000 against anyone who thinks my height is like 5'8" or whatever, and I will do like a live stream where you can come over and I will measure myself in front of like I'll do it any fucking way you want.
Wait, so, what's your height then, Alex? What is it?
5'11".
5'11".
You claim 5'11".
No,
like maybe 5'10" and like fucking 11, like a point.
Which one is it, Alex? Which one is it? We're catching you already. We're catching you in a lie already. Which one is it?
It's 5'11" or like at least a centimeter away from
Indian Peace. You're not 5'11". He said he's 5'11".
Well, Alex looks like he's like 5'10".
You want to take the bet? $1,000?
Yeah, $1 million. Yep.
I mean, I saw you.
Let's really do it. I'm down. Let's put $1,000 to any person you trust.
Like, is this right when you wake up in the morning? Because I hear that's different.
It is.
You can
Alex,
use that. Though. You
everyone,
can use
people
that.
in the chat will be like, "Hey, what do you think Alex's height is?" And I'm like, "Shorter than me. I don't know, bro."
That's
Dude, I still want someone to take up my challenge because a lot of people like talk a lot of shit, but none of them ever put their money where their mouth is. So if this challenge is open to anyone in the chat, anyone who's watching this, $1,000, and I will measure myself, and I will make it a very easy amount of money.
You know what? For these contests, you know how they do a weigh-in? We have to check height now. That's the only thing. That's the only thing left.
It's like the UFC now. Yeah.
Greg, I'm 6 foot. I'm not 5'9".
We're gonna have to do that,
5'10".
guys.
I'm
Let's
6
do it.
foot, Greg.
I'll be the guy. I'll bring the
Greg
measuring
is a
tape.
Cooper. Yeah, Dennis, you're 6'1" or 6 foot.
Yeah, like
yeah, Greg, you
6 foot,
Greg.
maybe 6.5. Obviously, like look on my YouTube channel, I'm towering over these girls, but that's not enough proof, I guess.
I mean, girls
are obviously shorter. What do you mean? That's not a flex. You need
But
to tower over
I'm like,
everyone
I'm
else.
obviously 6 foot. Like you see, like a average like 5'6" girl, you can tell I'm 6 foot. Like it's weird. It is weird, Alex, that they obsess about this.
It's easy to tell.
I mean-
like dudes that are truly 6 foot, when they stand next to tall girls in heels and they're still taller, that's how you know. Like when a girl is 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", and she's wearing heels and you're still taller than her, you're actually 6 foot.
I was surprised when I met Owen in real life. He's like
I don't know
5'8".
who gives a shit. Like, to me, the least interesting thing is what is the height of random people on the internet. But
It's that you. Have
I
so
don't
many
care. I don't
black
know why
pillars
people
in
bring
your
it up.
chat, bro.
I'm my height is average. I don't know why.
I don't know how that's like in any way interesting or controversial or like something anyone.
I mean, they would say like the taller you are, the better you are with women, which I would agree with.
Of course.
So
When I saw
like
Alex in the flesh, he looked 5'10", 5'11". So
No, I
don't think
agree with that. But if I was gonna LARP about the height, I would have chose like 6'3". I wouldn't choose an average height. That's retarded.
Wait, can you just say what you said, Looks for one more time?
Yeah, when I saw you in person, you looked like 5'10", maybe 5'11", but like I was thinking 5'10" and a half.
Okay, there we go.
he looked kind of small in group pictures, but like you guys are just mogging him, I guess.
The Black Pillars chosen one has.
I would
blessed
bet
with
any
your
amount of money I weigh more than looks. But even though,
Yeah. I mean,
how much do you weigh, Looks?
right now I'm 150.
Yeah, I got you.
Jesus,
I'm-
man, you're my
I'm-
height and you're 150.
I'm about. Last time I measured myself at 170, but I lost a little bit of weight, so I'm probably 165 now.
God damn.
Got it.
I'm
Yeah.
200 pounds, man.
So I don't know if I would throw stones at me being frail,
No, I'm skinny, but I don't look like unhealthy. That's why.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I definitely have health issues, sure, but it's
Yeah,
not,
that's what I
nothing to do
mean.
with my
That's what I
muscle.
meant.
Jesus.
Skinny dudes mog anyway.
By the way, this is unrelated, but have you looked into like collagen, stuff like that, like rebuilding your collagen?
Yep, I have. Yep,
that's good.
I do shit that's even stronger than that. But yeah, I do a bunch of stuff for.
He's doing stem cells, baby. He's going all the countries.
Stem cells, DECA, CJC, EPA. I'm doing all kinds of shit.
What the fuck?
Nice.
All right, let's bring Ashley on. She wanted to come on for a bit. Yeah.
Or did you get your hair transplant like in the future, like sometime?
Hey,
Yeah,
what's up,
sometime.
Alex?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Sorry about my voice is going to be a little bit hoarse. I sang karaoke this weekend, and I'm kind of like, meh.
What was the last song you sang?
Well, I sing all the time, but I sang Metallica. So,
well,
and
that'll do it.
Yeah, I sang Metallica, Enter Sandman, and I had also smoked hookah right before that. So it's a combination of things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No
so
worries.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I asked Alex actually to let me on because he had said the only way that like I guess we would be cool again or whatever is if I apologized, and I said that yes, I will apologize, but that given the fact that Alex, you did go kind of I guess publicly, quote unquote, or on a panel and kind of discussed what was going on with us privately, that it was only fair if I was able to do the same on a panel publicly rather than privately as well. And Alex did agree, which I appreciate and respect. And so here I am.
Okay. Yeah, just to clarify, I was totally okay with like the apology in private. It didn't have to be public. Like I'm not trying to. Like,
No, I was not okay with that though, because you asked for it publicly. So
yeah.
I felt
Also,
like it was
just to
unfair.
clarify, I wasn't like trying to like
talk about publicly. It was just someone asked me why you were demodded, so I just answered the question, and then other questions.
And how did you answer it?
I said that because Ashley flipped out on me, and even though I think there's a 99% chance she would never do anything, I can't take the risk of that 0.1% chance that maybe she takes it out on my business. So that's why I demodded you, because at that point I didn't 100% trust you to be a mod.
Okay. And what evidence? What did I say when I flipped out on you that would make you feel that way?
Do you want me to read the text or?
No, I mean I know exactly what they say.
Oh.
I know exactly what they say, but what made you feel in that moment that I would actually, rather than doing anything publicly versus privately, which I'm usually pretty careful about. I know everybody says like, well, you spurg out. Like, these are things where like I get in arguments with people. And to be fair, if you go back and look at the title of several streams, right? Like there's going to be streams titled like, this guy flips out on this guy. And then a week later, they're both on a panel and it's fine. I really do think that part of that, not to derail, but I mean, I do think that part of like my reputation for spurging is honestly not nearly as bad as what I've heard other men in the manosphere do to other men. I think that a lot of that does have to do with me being a woman, and that's fine. It's fine. I get it. I'm in a man's space. At the same time, whenever I do anything that has been what I consider to be seedy or out of character as far as like being a good person or trying to do what's morally right, lies, trying to prove lies are not correct, etc. I'm pretty confident to say that I have a pretty good track record of apologizing when I'm wrong and also admitting my faults. And at the same time, when there is something that I've said or accused somebody of, it's pretty much always turned out to be right or correct so far, notoriously so.
Let me respond.
Am I wrong though? Like, did I give you? Hold on. I'm so sorry, Alex, but did I give you a reason or like something I did or said to make you think that I would like want to like all of a sudden break character and like attack your channel and do stuff? Because it's kind of funny. Like I've never really done that to anybody unless I've been threatened or pushed to a limit.
I think you guys should talk about this in private, but
no, well, I actually want to talk about it in public, so that's totally fine. So, like I said, I think there's a 99-point-something% chance you wouldn't have done anything. But at that point, to me, it seemed like you weren't thinking rationally; you were thinking very emotionally. And
I accept that. Yeah,
I will not take that chance with my business with anyone. If someone is like, I suspect is not acting logically, I will immediately strip away any like influence they have in my community. Also, I disagree with this idea that like, just because like you're a woman, you have to be emotional. Like I've never seen Sarah Spurg, I've never seen Michelle Spurg, so I don't think this has to. And I've seen a lot of men.
That's interesting to say that because actually there are very famous videos of Sarah threatening to slit throats of people, also making songs antagonizing Greg, which started this whole thing. I actually never publicly attacked Greg one time. She's made 2 songs now, making fun of him picking his nose, and that is actually when he started attacking me. So she actually has, I guess, quote unquote, spurged. I guess we would have to define spurged.
Well, let's just put it this way: I've never seen Sarah has never like blown up on me. Neither has Michelle. Neither has. Like,
okay, so privately in a text, when you and I are having a conversation, I've aired my actual real grievances with you, and
I mean,
now,
you just literally went on a massive monologue and like flipped out on me.
Okay, well, we can get into that. So I feel kind of disappointed in you because you're the one that brought me into this manosphere. Before this, I actually like really had all these awful ideas. I didn't understand how difficult a lot of men do have it with dating. I didn't understand why this whole, epidemic of like this anger with men and women and dating and like these radical feminists versus incels. I didn't understand any of this. And the first time I met you, I came into a debate with you and you were like, not what I expected at all. And I will take the blame for that because I think that I hung you on a moon, so to speak, quote unquote. I think that I looked up to you and I thought that you had like so much integrity. And like, I just really thought that you were so different that you honestly changed my mind and started to really get me to open my eyes to what's actually going on out there. Right. And so But
I think we have to explain what's being discussed here. So the thing that makes you feel like I don't have integrity is because with your conflict with Greg, I have remained neutral and I haven't taken sides. Like that's
and I can diffuse.
We're literally just talking about me like not wanting to get involved in other people's drama.
Okay, right. And what was something you said about that is that you didn't want to get involved in the way that you would not like make any kind of public stance saying like, Greg, you shouldn't do this. You should do this, right?
Well, actually, I have said to Greg multiple times that I think he should debate you. I just don't want to get involved. I don't want to pick sides.
No. Right. But you've never actually said the words like, I think Ashley is actually a really cool person and actually really good. And I don't think you should involve her in your beef with any of this, right?
Yeah, I have like refused to take sides. I've never said that.
Right.
About
But
Greg.
then on that same stream the other night, you went on to say, Greg, I will say to you that I think Sarah is a really cool person. Sarah's never spurred out. Sarah's actually always been very level-headed, and I've never seen her do any of this, and I don't think that she should be involved in this.
Yeah, I do.
You did say that. When the truth of it is that when he really started to get upset and everybody started to make fun of him, calling him Booger Boy, it was after the video that she made about him. And then went on to make another video. And then you even went on to talk about in that same stream, insinuating that I involved police and so on and so forth, when you happen to know that it was not me that involved police or talked about lawyers or anything.
I never said that you involved the police.
Yes, you did, actually. Yes, you did. I called you out. I had the look at our text messages when I said, Alex, you know that it was not me that talked about calling police.
Can you pull up the clip where I said that?
I can't pull anything up. I'm on my cell phone.
I really don't think that ever happened.
Look at our text. Alrighty.
Well, you might have thought it happened. I'm sure you probably texted me that.
Just like you thought that you don't take sides, yet you insinuated to everyone that they should definitely not involve Sarah in this, but only me.
No, this was after you flipped out on me, and all I said
after
to Greg,
what is your definition of flipping out on you, Alex? Like that's what I want to know.
Am I going to be able to like respond in this at all? Is it just going to be like a
have a good night, guys? Peace out.
Good night, Dennis.
All right, so let me actually respond. So, what's it called? So yeah, what the question is, what is my definition of flipped out? Well, I don't know. You started going off on me over text saying that like you're so disappointed in me. You were like sending me 20 million texts saying also you're like the receipt queen, which is like some kind of low level threat. You were saying a whole bunch of weird.
Did you? Here's the thing, Alex.
You gotta let me respond, dude.
I'm sorry, but I it's just
but
that like.
You're not, wait, hang on. Just I let you do like 90% of the talk.
No, you're right. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I'm just like passionate about it because
just let me respond. You can follow up. Okay, so what's it called? So yeah, so that's what I would consider flipping out. If you really want, I can pull up the screenshots and we can let people decide who was flipping out or not. But I think 99.9% of people will think that was like a pretty classic case of spurging/flipping out. In terms of why I said you shouldn't involve Sarah is because this was, again, after you flipped out on me, I was just saying, I don't think it's fair to put Sarah in the same category as Ashley because Sarah is just defending her, her close friend, but it doesn't mean that, she's a Ashley 2.0. So that's the point I was trying to make. It's like, hey, you might have beef with Ashley, but don't take it out on Sarah. All she's doing is defending her close friend. That was the whole point I was trying to make.
Okay. So I get the point you were trying to make, but can we not agree that okay. In my opinion, I think that you're a pretty intelligent person. I think that you're pretty well versed in how YouTube politics works. You're also very good at debating. I've watched your debates. You've given me a lot of debate advice. So in a way, like I know your style and I kind of know the angles, so, quote unquote, so to speak. I know that you were mad at me at the time. I know that you were aggravated with me.
Wait, what? After you flipped out or before?
I'm talking about after when you went on the stream and said the things that I'm saying about you taking sides versus not taking sides. My apologies.
I wasn't actually
now.
Mad at you. It was just kind of like, to be honest, like no offense, but I kind of expected that this day would come. I wasn't mad at you. I don't really hold like grudges like that. You never actually did anything like personally horrible to me. You never like fucked me over. So you flipping out is something that I kind of like expected that would happen one day. So yeah, I wasn't like mad at you. I wasn't pissed at you. There was no malice in the way I was explaining it. It was literally someone asked me a question. I answered the question. Someone asked me another question. I answered it. But like again, if I was mad at you, I probably wouldn't let you come on my stream. I probably would have gone way harder on you. I probably would have like attacked you personally. I never did that. I never attacked you personally. I never said anything bad. I never like uploaded those screenshots. Like, so yeah, I just think it's fundamentally false that like I was like pissed off at you and like going out of my way to like take you down or something.
Yeah, I can agree with all of that. I think that depends on your interpretation of what I mean by mad at you. So my bad. Obviously, you felt a stronger sort of way than you typically do, or you wouldn't have gone on to publicly discuss something that happened privately. I guess that's what.
Well, I was asked a question. That's the thing. It's just like I generally answer questions when people ask me. Like I do that with like literally everything.
Kind of, and then kind of not. I can agree and disagree. I know your style. I know the way you do things. And I do think that you're smarter about how you say things and handle them than typically, than what a lot of people might think or know. Anyway, that's hearsay, so that's beside the point.
Okay, can we just like go through like the chain of events here, because I think this is like
yes, I would love to. So let me get to my. I'm sorry. Let me get straight to my point. Basically, my grievance with you is not that you're taking sides versus not taking sides, right? I'm not grieving you on that. I understand that you remain neutral, this or that. What I do have a problem with, and this is what I told you privately, and I'm okay if it gets there, like that's fine. We can share the screenshots because I didn't say anything that's actually like egregious. I'm gonna say the same things right now. Like, what was that?
Go ahead.
All right, that's my phone.
But basically, my main issue, I guess, or the main thing was that again, I have respected you quite a bit. So then to see you when this is obviously my opinions, which unfortunately now we're talking about them publicly. I was just trying to tell you privately, like why I felt this way, but you said so many times, like we'll use Gantstar, for instance. You've said that he self-promotes, that he's this black pillar, that he's toxic, that he's focused just on looks, that he attacks and does all these things, right? And this is kind of like your main point of contention with him. And then what you say to be like, quote unquote, all black pillars. Like you regret that you've let them in your chats and that you've debated with them so much because you feel like it's kind of like developed or nurtured this toxic.
Well, I've been pretty public about that. I've said many times publicly that I shouldn't have had as many black pill debates.
Exactly. So we're in agreement. Wonderful. Okay, so moving on to my actual point, just to preface it for the audience. Okay. So my actual point being that Greg is doing the same things and all of these things. It's not that I want you to be like, oh, Greg, I hate you and I disagree. But here's my point, is that you say all these things as if this is you and this is your ideology and who you are and what you believe in. But then here you have someone like Greg who's very classically the same way, constantly self-promoting, sometimes trying to schedule.
And Greg is a black pillar too.
Exactly.
No, he's
exactly.
not a black pillar.
Yes, he uses face app and everything. He's a black pillar. I mean, he's a moderate black pillar.
Wait, hang on. Can we not like go off on various tangents? There's no way we're going to make any progress on that. Okay, so you're saying that basically I regret.
May I finish my point? I'm sorry before you counter again, and I'll be respectful too next time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did come in very hot. My apologies.
You're good. Just finish your point.
Yeah. So my point being is that I agree with the commentator just now, is that Greg is the epitome of everything that you say you're against and that you've blocked from your chat or that you want to change about your image and who you are and this and that. If you go back and look at every single stream this person's done, it's all about face ratings. So he's obsessed with looks. It's all about height, obsessed with that. It's nothing. I mean, very little about game, unless it benefits him to do so, meaning it's the whole narcissistic black pill ideology, which is that how many other streams does this person hop on? How many other things does he do? Nothing. He shows up on your stream to roast people in the chats, be a dick to everyone, promote himself, get on a speed date, and then he immediately goes and starts his own stream using you and your content and everything that happened on that stream as his catalyst and his way of gaining all of your audience. So that's one issue, but whatever, that it's just part of what makes me think that like your view is skewed here when you're going to call out other people for doing much less than this. At the same time, at the same time, this is my last point, and then you can respond. At the same time, you go on to then literally say, just the other night even, that Greg's basically me, but younger and with more hair. And you've said it many times that basically you two are the same person, that he's your fucking, what is it? Your protege, so to speak, right?
Yeah,
but you're going on to like roast and be dicks and like awful and ban other people that are way less toxic than him. It just, to me, and I told you this privately to me, that is a huge fucking double standard, hypocrisy, and maybe like it just doesn't add up.
Okay,
it doesn't
can I
add up.
respond, or we're just gonna go on like another 10
That
minutes?
no, I told you that was my last point, and then you're free to respond. Now I'm done. I'll mute.
Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, so this is what you're not understanding. There's a massive difference between what someone does on my channel, what someone does on their own, right? So I don't care what people do on their own channels. I care what people do on my channel. Now, you may have a point about Greg being way too obsessed with looks, and that's something I've actually talked to him about. I was like, dude, are you fucking talking about like chads and whatnot again? So just because like I am friends with Greg doesn't mean I agree with everything he does. We have disagreements, and that's fine. People can have disagreements, right? But that he does that on his own channel. On my channel, he doesn't do that. He's largely been, I would say, a pretty good influence on my channel. He has the one time he did something that I didn't like, which was him stirring up beef with you. I talked to him about it privately. He didn't do it again. Also, in terms of the dual streaming, as far as I know, Greg has never streamed at the same time as me. The one time he was going to, I politely asked him not to, and he was totally receptive to that.
After I sent you a screenshot and gave you a heads up on that?
He was never going to. It was a YouTube error. That's the thing. Like, he was never going to. I had that discussion with him the day before that, before you even brought it up, because I saw that he was planning on streaming. And I think largely that just came from him not realizing that we would just take views from each other, right? But anyway, so he has never really done anything on my channel, on my chat, that has like been detrimental to my brand. That's different than someone who's like constantly fucking, LARPing around and like talking shit in the chat and just basically just being a dipshit, right? I agree Greg probably talks too much shit. I agree he gets involved in like stupid beefs. I agree he can kind of hold a grudge. But again, most of that stuff he does on his own
Why
channel.
would you compare yourself to someone like that?
Can I just like fucking respond to this shit?
I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
Okay. So again, I don't really care what Greg does privately on his channel. It's his channel. Like, I'm not going to tell the dude what he can and cannot do on his channel. Like, that's his fucking MO. I feel like I'm not in a place to tell anyone what they can and can't do. All I do is tell people what they can do on my channel. And he has been pretty receptive to every single thing I've ever told him. He has not once gone against me in terms of what, I've asked him not to do something on my channel, and then he just ignores me or does it anyway. So yeah, I have like no fucking like whatever, like no animosity towards Greg in terms of that. Again, he can do whatever he wants on his channel. That's the first thing. Why would I say that? Because it was a joke. I do see some similarities between us. We're both Russian. I think we both like came from like a similar household, but we're not the same person at all. We are different people. But yeah, there's some similarities, and I just find that like we also kind of somewhat look alike. So I just find that kind of to be like a funny joke, but that's not actually a statement where I think Greg is like exact replica of me who's younger. Like, that's just not fundamentally true again.
Okay. I guess I didn't mean that you literally thought you guys were exactly the same person, but I know that I wouldn't endorse or compare myself to anyone that was such a LARPing piece of shit personally, especially when that same person is doing all the things that I personally say I'm against. So that point. And then the second one, you say that he doesn't do these things on your channel. I actually do have screenshots of when he has gone against what you say are the rules, quote unquote, for your mods.
Well, you gotta show me that.
Well, we texted about it, and I said, while I was out of town, he attacked me personally in your stream, mentioning my name. Actually, people sent me the screenshots of it. You said that wasn't allowed, yet you did nothing to call him out. That's a very small thing, but it still happened.
You never sent me the screen. Like, I need to see the screenshot myself.
I told you about it. You didn't ask for them.
Okay,
We had a back and forth exchange.
You can send it to me, and then I can.
I will.
I will.
Absolutely.
I want to react to that, right? But again, like, let's just.
Okay, I'm not done with my points. To your points.
Wait. Can I just get worded? We got.
What's
like,
your channel? Go for it.
just to put things in perspective, here's the chain of events, and this is like so beyond petty and like stupid. So you and Greg get into a fight, and again, I haven't followed every single aspect of it. Maybe he's mostly in the wrong, maybe you're mostly in the wrong. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. I'm trying to do less drama on this channel, focus more on like constructive things anyway. So I just chose not to get involved in this whole little beef. And then, you got just one day you flipped out on me when you saw me on Greg's channel. And then even after that, I still didn't like really retaliate or like fucking like say anything bad about you or attack you in any way. I just literally commented on the fact that you flipped out on me, and that's it. I didn't make any personal insults about you. I didn't like try to expose you on anything. And I allowed you to come on my channel and give your side of the story. So like, this is just like beyond petty to like still give me a after that.
Sorry, I do agree with you that you allowed me to come on here. And I think it's funny that like I asked anyway. All right, that can be refuted, but it was after I publicly asked you to. So I appreciate you responding.
How did you publicly ask me to? When did that happen? As far as I remember, you and I were texting each other. I don't watch every single one of your streams. As far as I know, we were texting each other, and you said, you texted me and you said,
all right.
hey,
I'm sorry. I
can
concede on that point. I concede. It's not important. The next point I wanted to make that actually is important. So you say that it's about what happens on your channel, right? And that's your image, and that you regret this toxicity that you've allowed on your channel, right? Here's another thing that I've said to you privately, and I'll say again publicly, that I think that doesn't, two wrongs don't make a right. Like, you can't cancel each other out. So you not allowing it on your channel, but then you going on to Greg's channel and participating in it, you're going to draw that kind of attention to your own channel. People are going to follow from one channel to another. I get that it's not on your channel per se, and this is strong language, and I understand that like it can be interpreted many different ways, but in my personal opinion, it's sort of a cop out to like be able to go over to a very toxic, awful channel where like all of the stuff that you say you're against is going on and happening, and then participating in it or not speaking out against it, or not even, it doesn't matter, guilty by association, like you are definitely part of it, but then you kind of, you're, in my opinion, again, this is strong language, but the cop out here is that on your own personal channel, it's not allowed. But it's like, you can't have two sides of a coin. Like, you can't just go over here and be like, well, I'm going to be this person on this channel, but I don't actually want any of this stuff to go on my channel personally. So like, guys, don't come over here and start the same stuff. It doesn't make sense to me. And then you say again, like you're saying, well, I'm not saying we're exactly the same person. Obviously, you're like saying it's like a hyperbole. Like, you're just being like, oh, it's kind of a joke. Like, I'm just saying like, oh, well, we're both Russian. We kind of look alike. But honestly, like, if there was someone that was making like, encouraging suicidal behavior, talking about rape, like saying that people are making up rape claims and that it's funny they were raped. Like, if somebody was actually saying like, oh my God, this guy's a piece of shit. Like, I'm going to start this war and try to ruin his life over half an inch of height. Like, oh, I'm going to make accusations that this X person over here is making death threats against me, even though I have no idea whatsoever if it's actually him. And I'm also going to dox his full fucking legal name on YouTube because he wanted to apologize to me and send me a cash app. And that's how I know his name. Like, all this fucking crazy shit that this person's doing, yet you go over to his channel, and what kind of energy do you think Greg is drawing? What kind of subscribers, chatters, panelists do you think are going on that? It's the very people that you claim you are against and that you don't want to be a part of. You don't think that that's going to bleed over into your own channel when you're going over there night after night engaging? To me, no offense, because you're such a smart person and I have respected you so much, but that seems a little bit obtuse.
Okay, so let me respond. So first of all, when I go on Greg's channel, we don't really get into the drama generally. I'm sure he does it like when I'm not around, but when we were on, like, that's not what we talk about. Like last night, for example, I was on there. We had a very stimulating discussion about politics, dating advice, the Tate situation. Quite often, I've debated like a lot of politics stuff with Greg's audience because I tend to lean a little bit more to the right. We've talked a lot of stuff. We've talked a lot about dating advice. So yeah, like I just do that because at 3 a.m. I'm typically like fucking worn out from like shooting videos, and I just want to like distract myself for like half an hour. Also, I'm not on there every night. I go on there maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Second of all, I hate the guilty by association argument because it's super dumb, and then it would really make every single one of us be like a piece of shit. Like you've associated with Horvath, sir. You were planning on meeting up with him at one point.
I never said that he and I were basically the same person.
That was a joke.
That you've made many times.
Yeah, it's a joke that I've made many times. Sure, it's a joke. We're not actually the same person. Me and Greg are different in a lot of ways.
You don't see how
I'm still responding.
But that's an important thing, Alex. I want you to elaborate on that.
I don't know how much more I can be clear than just saying it's a joke. Like I don't actually think we're the same person.
I'm going to say a lot of things are jokes too. I get it. Okay.
So anyway, so the guilty by association argument I think is really dumb. I don't think I'm guilty of the things that Greg is doing. Just like I don't think that I'm guilty of the things that Looks for is doing. Just because Looks, for example, maybe quit that competition early, I don't think that means that I quit the competition.
You've never said that you and Looks were the same person, that he's your protege.
Yeah, again, I keep telling you it's a joke. Like I don't know how many times I can repeat myself.
Maybe you should stop making that joke. I don't know.
Well, I think I can just keep doing whatever the fuck I want because, like, I don't see why I have to regulate. I don't see why I have to regulate my sense of humor because someone's gonna like take it the wrong way. Like, I don't
know. You attacked Hugh for his sense of humor the other night.
I didn't actually attack him.
That people don't perceive it that way.
I actually did.
Like not everybody's gonna understand that it's a joke, and it makes you look like you actually mean it. Those are your words.
I didn't actually attack Hugh. I was just telling him that a lot of people can't pick up on his extreme sarcasm. I was just giving him feedback because he's been struggling.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving you feedback now.
Okay, but I'm not asking you for feedback. Like I don't really care. Like I'm doing.
Hugh didn't ask you either.
We were discussing his performance when it came to the speed dates. That was the topic at hand. There's a big difference there. We're not discussing like my fucking effectiveness as like a YouTuber or like my public speaking. Also, like, can I just like once again point out how petty this is? This is like the pettiest shit ever. Like this is just like the one time you got really pissed at me because I didn't bring you on soon enough, and you thought that was because like I had this.
No,
like,
it's not like that.
Let me finish.
I was drunk that night, and I immediately apologized and told you like, yeah, I acted like a super jackass.
Okay,
my bad, that was so dumb.
I'm just saying this is like just such pettiness. Like again,
no,
like
suicidal, purging suicide, rape, and then you comparing yourself to somebody that does that is not petty, in my opinion. I guess that's where we have very, very different opinions of what equates to pettiness, Alex.
Okay, I don't endorse any suicide or any type of that stuff like that. Again, I haven't seen that clip. I don't know if he said it or not. I don't really care that much. I don't care what he does on his own. Okay, he's always been good to me, and that's all I care about. Okay, I'm not working with Greg. He's not my business partner. I'm not like fucking getting behind his brand. I'm just literally it's a dude who I'm friends with, who I have conversations with late at night. That and like someone who I would say is like a fairly decent person towards me. That's all. Again, we don't have any kind of business link or something like that. I'm not like getting behind his brand saying, yo guys, buy Greg's course or whatever like that, right? If that was the case, then I would do much more.
Well, he's not selling anything yet, so yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying that I'm not like directing people to his channel. I'm just saying like this is a dude who I like talking to. And if you want to see more of me late at night and you're bored, you can go on Greg's channel, you can find me. But yeah, like this is again seems like such a wait, hang on, let me finish. This seems like just such like a little petty thing. It's again like it's like I didn't want to take sides in your whole little debacle, right? And then like you just like flip out on me, and then like and you're
my whole thing is that it happened privately, and you keep saying that this apology should have happened privately, but you didn't confront it privately. You could have said, "Hey, Ashley, do you want to have a conversation?"
When we were talking that night, I gave you so many chances to backtrack. I literally was like, I didn't. If you notice, I didn't like resort to attacking you back or like going after you. I was literally trying.
I didn't attack you, Alex. I said that these are my personal feelings.
I was literally trying to give you every single thing. I was trying to give you every single chance to like backtrack and to drop this, right? And you just wouldn't do it, and you just kept saying like just. Basically kept going off on me over and over and over again until eventually I just stopped engaging it because it was getting us nowhere. But I literally gave you like every benefit of the doubt that night to like.
No, you called me crazy and compared me to be your girlfriend, and
I said that I don't have to take this craziness from you because you're not my girlfriend. Yes, and you were acting crazy that night. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But like, yeah, you're like Natty's gonna get way more.
Thank you. I accept your apology.
I'm not apologizing for anything. Natty
said you were sorry. I accept.
Do you see how petty you are? Like sometimes, like this is just
No,
like
I just think that like you are having a really difficult time admitting that like some of the things I say and I am saying are valid. These aren't just coming from me. I have had this conversation, or I've listened, or at least heard, or seen these same points brought up over and over in chats and in my own Discord.
And
So I
people have
know-
made those same exact arguments about you towards me. Countless people have
I
said.
understand, and that's
So
where you have to.
you're literally bringing something up that works against you because people have said that against you.
I don't think that that's true, actually. I think that, again, that has to go with like where your moral compass points. Now, when I can prove that legitimately the claims I've made and said are true, that I can actually prove it, and somebody that says all these horrible things can't, I don't see how that is the same thing. That does not equal.
I don't see
each
why I
other.
have to get involved in your beef with Greg. I don't see why I have to like in any
Well,
way.
you didn't. You didn't have to. You didn't at all. I was telling you personally, I'm done associating with you because I don't look up to you anymore. And I
You
think
literally flipped out on me, and like like,
after
there was no
weeks
thought.
and weeks of after I wouldn't say flip
I'm
out.
sorry.
I think
I'm
that's
sorry.
your
I didn't want to
opinion.
get involved in this like petty drama. Like I don't regret my decision though. Like I just don't want to
I
get involved.
understand. That's okay. I don't need you to regret it, but I appreciate the opportunity to at least for one time over the last 3 weeks of being heard or of hearing all these horrible things being said and then watching you night after night after night laughing and joking around and saying, this is my protege, like we're basically the same person. And then at the same time, trying to not associate the two with each other. It feels really good to actually be able to at least say like, hey, this is actually what happened and how I feel. I have been good faith in the fact that like I have said to Greg many times over the last few weeks, like, hey, let's fucking hash it out. Like, I don't care what platform, even you, Alex. And I actually absolutely love and appreciate the things that you have called out that are absolutely based and I agree with. And it's like you have encouraged Greg to just face me and say, hey, you're making all these accusations. Like, why don't you just have a conversation with her? Of course, he said, well, she's going to be bad faith and flip out and like gaslight me or whatever his excuse. He doesn't understand the definition of a lot of these things, but I get it. He's scared to actually have a conversation with me because he knows that what he said is they're all lies. They're not true. He can't prove any of it. But what disappoints me about you, and I just told you this personally, like, hey, I just feel like I can't even be a part of your community anymore because you're endorsing somebody who is actually this fucking unhinged and crazy. But the reason being, now had you never gone on to say that like Gant Star and these other black pillars and all this and that were the same way, and that's why you can't like associate with them, that's why they're blocked, that's why they're not here, I wouldn't even care as much. But I really take it very seriously when somebody says one thing, but their behavior shows me another. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's what I was trying to say to you privately. Like, I feel let down.
Okay, so let me respond. So there's a big difference. People like Ganstar are like directly hurting my community. They're being massive dipshits towards me. They're going out of their way to attack me and like just like be massive fucking shitheads towards me, attacking my girlfriend, attacking my friends. Greg has never done any of that to me. He has never, I mean, he's made mistakes, sure, and I've corrected him on it.
Because he benefits from your channel.
I got to be able to respond once in the blue moon. So Greg has never been said anything mean about me, as far as I know. He has never been mean to any of my friends or my girlfriend. He's always been like courteous and friendly towards me, and he has never really, as far as I've seen, with few exceptions, done any damage to my community or like spammed his shit, trying to like basically like fucking get people to like not support me anymore. So he's always ever been supportive towards me. Like he's always ever been a fan. So I'm just not going to go against the guy for like doing that. So there's a massive difference between those two things. Like if you want to, like what Greg does or doesn't do on his own channel is really none of my business. He can do whatever he wants. But also, like I'm kind of confused because I thought you said you were going to apologize, but it just seems like you're just like trying to like debate me on this. So like we can debate, but I'm just kind of confused when the apology is happening.
The apology is that I do get emotional, and I held you to a higher standard than I should have. That's my apology. I'm sorry that I projected onto you my own morals, and no, I mean it's true.
Sounds like a nag rather than an apology.
I am sorry about that, though. That is where I was wrong.
I'm sorry, I thought you were a good person. I should have known you were kind of like unethical. That's the most backwards approach I've ever heard.
My morals and what I hold to be a high standard. The reason why I follow and associate with and like really respect certain YouTubers, I guess, is because I feel like I relate to them.
You should have just said you want to debate me. This is not an apology.
But I do realize that that's a mistake, and that like I tend to do that quite often. And so, like,
so you don't want to apologize. You just want.
May I finish? May I finish my fake apology, please, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Once in a blue moon. Thank you. So, what I am saying is that, like, in that sense, I am very wrong. Actually, I'm very wrong for doing that because my sense of morality and code and whatever, it's not the same to everybody. And I do have an issue or a problem sometimes being able to see other points of view. I do. I have a big problem being able to do that. And that's a character flaw that I'm actually working on and trying to work around. And I regret that sometimes, when I get passionate about things, that I come at people in a way that is very attack mode. And I feel like I definitely did do that to you. And I'm very sorry that I did that because it wasn't the correct or proper way to want to have this conversation. The only reason I wanted to do it on a panel, I'm sorry, this is just caveat to that, is because I feel like you went on a panel afterwards. And I know that whatever, but, and you addressed it publicly. I know that it was a question asked, but at the same time, even the demodding, that was still a public move. You didn't tell me ahead of time privately you were doing that. And I'm not saying you owed it to me. I'm not. But the only reason I wanted to do this publicly was because what your actions following that were public. So I felt like it was only fair. And I feel like you were very open and receptive. I'm here right now having this conversation. And for that, I still have a lot of respect for you. Many of the things that I really, really like about you, the reasons I followed you, the reasons that I just have thought highly of you, are reasons like this right now. And I've said to you before, like, our greatest strengths are our greatest weaknesses. So like with you and Greg, one thing I can say that is a positive of this, if I will, is that I know that like when I'm not around, I don't ever worry, like, is Alex going to go on a stream and sit there and just talk shit and badmouth and like degrade me and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't worry about that with Alex. I feel like he's always going to either be neutral or he's going to say something that's very logical that the audience can actually see and follow. And that's very clever and that's good. And that's a good way to like kind of in a way support your quote unquote friends in the YouTube community. And I think that that's a really fucking based ass awesome thing about you. I love that about you. So my apology is genuine, Alex. Like I projected my own moral code onto you. And I'm not saying that means I think you're a bad person, good person. What I'm saying is I realize that we all have our different definitions of what is good and what is bad, right? And what we want to associate with and what we don't. I'm young. I'm a young YouTuber and I'm learning these things. And I really do like you. And so I think that maybe for the first time in the last year of me being online, you being basically the person that got, not like you meant to, but like that got me into this whole thing, right? It's my first experience with this type of scenario, Alex. Okay. And it's not your fault. It's me projecting what I expected of you versus what actually happened. But at the same time, it's not fair. That's not a fair thing to do. And that is genuine and that is sincere. I actually mean that. I'm sorry about that. I was wrong.
I think he.
Okay. I think we're good now.
I think Alex froze.
I just woke up.
What happened? Are we still live? Oh, fuck. Yeah. Is the stream?
Yeah, I think we are.
Hey, Ron.
I'm not going to say anything else until Alex has a chance to respond. But anyways, it's good to see you guys all.
He's thinking real hard.
Sorry.
Look at him. Look at him. He's putting a lot of thought into it.
Fresh and Fit Docs.
Blink, buddy,
brutal.
blink. Oh, okay.
Fresh and Fit. They caused this. Yeah.
Are we still live?
I blame Myron.
Yeah, it's Myron Gaines' fault.
Yo, Ron, I fucking love your style, dog.
Thanks, man.
Ron, I just closed on a house. You want to go to Rosa Sky? I got
You
you,
notice
bro.
someone named themselves Rosa Sky in the chat? That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking funny.
Jester Jake.
Damn, streamer's still
Has
still
Jake
alive.
gotten on since the competition? I haven't seen
No,
him.
I think it's better he doesn't show his face
I
anymore.
haven't seen him since.
No, he's not showing up
Damn.
again.
I mean, he's a good guy though. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, in general, he is.
He's a nice friend. Yeah,
He's a nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. He was cool to hang out with.
I did it.
My electricity completely fucking cut out.
Oh yeah, electricity. Right.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I 100% like just stopped and I was like, I'm not saying anything else until Alex responds. Did
Way
you
to
hear all of what I said, Alex?
Until the very end, yeah. I mean, I don't know if there was more to it than that, but
I mean, I think I beat a dead
I
horse.
lost the last. The only thing it was only cut out for about a minute. But anyway, so okay. So like what I said, I appreciate this sort of apology. My response is this: like, I do like you as a person, but I do also feel like you're massively ungrateful. Like, I feel like I've done a lot of things for you that you never had to do. Like, I helped you get your start on YouTube. I've given you countless like free advice. Like, sometimes you don't even ask me for advice. I'll just like see something you're doing. I'd like, hey, you can do this better. I've tried to be supportive. I let you come on my channel anytime you want. Like, no questions asked. Like, I've let you basically like have access to my whole audience. I've let you have access to like my life. So I feel like I've done a good amount for you. The only thing I was unwilling to do was dissociate myself from Greg. And instead of like just appreciating all the good things that I've done and just being like, okay, whatever, like, he just doesn't want to do that. It's just like you focus on the one thing that like you didn't like about me, which again is I feel like is a sign of someone who's like kind of ungrateful.
I can actually completely see what you're saying with that. And I guess I need to clarify that I never asked you to disassociate from Greg. Rather, I told you the fact that I felt like you associating with and aligning yourself with someone like that went against who I thought you claimed to be as a person. Therefore, I could not really be much of a participant anymore in your chats. Is more so online. I never asked you to stop associating with him. But
the whole reason for the quote unquote freak out was because I did not dissociate from Greg.
It was literally me saying like, I understand this is who you are as a person. You're not going to do this, and these are the reasons why I disrespect it, and I've lost faith in you, and why I can't participate anymore. I didn't say like, hey, Alex, you need to stop disassociating. I just wanted to make a clarification.
Right. You
doesn't mean you're wrong.
You didn't say it, but you did say you did get a bunch of texts from me saying like, God, how can you associate with someone like this? So you didn't directly you didn't directly say I need you to dissociate from him, but it was basically like your whole grievance with me started with the fact that I just didn't associate from Greg. So it just seems like
it absolutely did, because I felt like, and I do feel like it goes against everything that you preach.
Okay, if you think so. I don't think
exactly. I think so. It's my opinion.
Right. So just think it seems like really petty and ungrateful to like flip out on someone who's been like largely good to
ungrateful. So
because they're not willing to dissociate with someone else who you don't like.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. But like, you want to use the I'm ungrateful towards you because you've done so much for me kind of thing to
I think I've been generally very good towards you, and I've given you a lot
you
of
have,
great
and I've
value.
said that. I've never said you haven't. Why is this me like shitting on you right now?
Because you literally like flipped out on me because I did not want to dissociate.
You keep saying flipped out. Like I okay, all right, that's fine. Flipped out, sure. I flipped out. Whatever. I really strongly disagreed with, after a couple of weeks of everything going on, the fact that you even continued after all these things he's done and said, and then the things you've done and said that in my opinion contradicted each other, that you would like pick and choose like, oh, which kind of black pillar you wanted to associate yourself with. That's how I felt. Like, I feel like that's not.
I do that all the time. I'm associating with Lux Farrell and Stefan and Alex here. They're all black pillars.
But you're not comparing yourself to them. You're not endorsing them by going on their channels. They're not benefiting. They're not benefiting from your audience.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you like that was a joke statement. Like, I don't know why you're like having a hard time wrapping your mind around that. Like,
because again, I already addressed that earlier.
I don't actually think like Greg is like a fucking like 2.0 version of me.
Alex, we've already addressed that. I don't think so. But
okay, you bring it up. You keep bringing it up like, oh yeah, well, you know, you're associated with Looks for L, but you're not like, you know, comparing yourself to them. So it's still like that seems like that's still a point for you. But the point
you don't understand how
I don't just have
you're
like
the
a
one
blanket,
you
no
yourself
black
and
pill.
that
I don't have a blanket no black pill policy. I associate with a lot of black pillars. I don't mind talking to Lux Farrell or Stefan or Alex Sater, but any number of the other black pillars are allowed to come on my panel, right? So it's not like I'm just like anti all black pill. I'm anti certain black pillars who spread a lot of fucking negativity. And Greg is not one of those people, so I don't see why I have to do it.
Okay. I guess that it's the fact that like the things that you've said as to why you like banned the first person ever, and why you've said that you yourself said this. It's not me. Like you said that you regret that you allowed this into your space, your channel, your whatever, you know. And I know the argument's like, well, it's not my channel. I go again, like. You're smart, Alex. Like you can't think that like I'm gonna go over here and do all this stuff with these black pillars and like engage and debate and have all this good time and like and jokingly compare myself to being the same person as this guy, right? More than 2 or 3, 5
Yo,
times.
can we drop this? I feel like we're good now.
I mean, I feel like we're coming to the ending. I do want to make sure we get to the
yeah. Sorry, we're circling back around. It's already been said. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, my apology truly is that I said, and that it's not what you say. It's not like I'm saying like I'm a great person and you're not. It's that I put expectations.
Chill, bro. We're supposed to de-escalate, okay?
I mean, I'm not really escalating. I'm just like kind of like just explaining.
I think that's how you feel. But
I'm just explaining to you like my observations.
Your internet or power did cut out when I was finishing that. But I said that like I genuinely do feel like I tend to place my own morals and values onto other people, right?
Which implies that your morals and values are so much better than mine.
May I please?
I don't know. Wait, let me just give this one quick point. I don't see how you can't realize that you and Greg are actually two peas in a pod. You guys both get involved in a lot
in
of
many ways, yes.
You both talk a lot of shit. So it's like all the arguments you're making against Greg could all be made against you.
No, that's not right. I went 9 days without posting a single thing about him. I never said that he raped anyone. I never said that his ex-wife did X, Y, and Z. I never said that he didn't graduate high school, that he was dishonorably discharged from the military, I never made up lies about Greg, Alex. That's the difference.
I don't know what lies. I haven't followed your drama closely. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll continue to jokingly compare myself to someone that I don't actually know anything about. I'll do the same thing.
I don't know. I know enough.
I might as well say that Mika's my protege. Me and Mika are basically the same person.
Do you think,
like Alex, do you not?
Do you think I have enough time to watch all of Greg's content, all of your content?
No, you're a very busy, important man. But I would just think that, like, as such a busy, important man that has an image to protect, that you might be a little more like. I'm sorry, you triggered me just now because that was egregious to say. The things that he's done and said are terrible. And I do know that you've had time because I've sent video clips. I've sent,
I literally watched like one of your videos.
I think that you're blissfully ignorant, but that's my opinion.
I don't care about
I don't know. It's when you say and do things like this that I just think, I feel like you're being bad faith, dude. I just don't think you're being honest, dude. I
legitimately watched like one of your clips. I just honestly don't care that much. I don't have the time.
I understand. Like, I don't care about people that I publicly claim are my friends either.
I don't care about this extremely petty, stupid drama.
Right. Yeah.
This is the pinnacle.
We only care about the stupid petty drama that specifically involves us. I get it.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying that as you as your image. Alex, one more thing before I hop off. One more thing. You say that like it's so important to your image and your business, which is why you demodded me. And for the record, I already told you that I couldn't be associated anymore. So like, it really doesn't hurt my feelings. But you saying that like you had to demod me because you have to protect your business, I would think that somebody who's such a good businessman would think twice before they 5 or 6 times compare themselves to somebody.
I don't think Greg is a threat of my business. I cannot imagine any scenario at this point in time. It might change where Greg would be incremental to the.
Well, I can think of many, but I don't know, suicidal tendencies or telling people, to shoot themselves in the head and
He's never told me to shoot myself in the head. I've never seen it in my chat. If he did indeed say
no,
that,
not on your channel, no, but you go on his channel. It happened before you hopped on panels, so same stream that you're associated with. I get it.
I watched the whole
You didn't see it, so it didn't happen. Understood.
No, it might have happened. I just don't know, and I really don't.
I feel like that's just I don't know. I just feel like for somebody that claims they're such a great businessman and they protect their image and brand so much to the point that like me, that I get demodded, but yet
seems like you're really, really upset about the fact you got demodded. This honestly seems like what this is like.
You're right. That's the whole thing. That is exactly what's really, really got me burning up right now. Like that wrench meant everything to me. Without it, I don't even know what the fuck I would do with my life.
I mean, you're like making a joke there, but I think there's no like truth there. Like it does seem like that upset you, and like my goal.
I think that the jokes you make also have an element of truth, Alex. I think that you saying I don't have time, I'm a busy man. I didn't watch the clips you sent about this person saying these things that I publicly associate with, and I'm so important, and I care so much about my business and my image.
Well, first of all, I never say that I'm so important. I don't. You never see.
You insinuate it by saying I'm very busy and I have such.
I am busy.
Image
like
to
that's
protect.
not me. That's not me trying to like pretend like I'm important. That's me stating a fact.
I'm also busy, Alex. I'm also busy. But if I'm going to compare myself to someone, I'm not going to sit there and not know that they're making death threats and rape allegations of people.
Greg
and
streams,
doxing people.
Greg streams like 3 hours a day. I'm not going to sit there and watch each one of his 3 hours.
Then maybe in the future, my advice to you, I know I'm not as important.
You're giving me unasked advice.
I know.
I don't really care what your branding advice is.
Exactly. Just like you've done to me many times. But I'm just going to say, like, my advice to you, very humbly as a nobody, would be that maybe you should like check into whether someone is like an unhinged basket case before you say they're your protege or they're mini you with more hair. That's just my advice. All right. Love you. Bye.
Appreciate your advice. Okay, that was interesting.
That was the nicest apology I've ever heard.
It was going to be like an apology or something. Like that's kind of like I thought we were going to like kind of like resolve this and squash it. It didn't seem like we were like making any progress towards that.
Well, that was something else.
Hey, oh my god.
Yeah, I still think it's like pretty unreasonable to like expect me to like watch every single fucking thing that Greg does and then like revalue our friendship every other day. Like I don't really care what Greg does on his channel, doesn't do.
Well, but people said the same thing about John Anthony.
Yeah, but I only had an issue with him when he started attacking me. Greg has never attacked me.
Well, I think what Ashley was saying was that's the problem. You only care. Somebody could be a terrible person, but as long as they're not a terrible person to you, that you don't care. And I understand that's how you are. I'm just saying that's what she's pointing out. And if you agree that that's true, then yeah, I guess the conversation's over. But that's what I was getting at. Like basically, Greg is your next John Anthony. Like he's gonna be doing terrible shit. It's not gonna be towards you. And then then people are gonna say, "Yo, this Greg guy, he's fucked up." And then all you're gonna say is, "Well, he's not doing it to me, so it doesn't matter."
Well, if Greg ever does anything negative to me, then yeah, I will have to heavily, that will be the end of that relationship. But I'm not gonna preemptively cut him off. That hasn't happened yet. Like that seems to me like the pinnacle of insanity. Oh, maybe at some point in the future, Greg will flip out on me, so I better go ahead and cut him off now.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna flip out. I'm saying he's a bad association, just like John Anthony was.
But that's your opinion. Like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, but John Anthony actually was a bad association, right? Don't you feel that way now that you're not associated with him?
Yes and no. I mean, he initially helped me a lot to get started. So, like when I was like at 0 fucking subscribers and he had like 5,000 or 10,000, I had to, he was like one of the few people who was giving me a platform. So I don't know. I mean, I think there was pros and cons to our relationship. I think that some of the streams we did were really valuable. I think a lot of people enjoyed a lot of the streams we did. So yeah, I think it was like a tumultuous relationship with pros and cons. But I don't see my relationship with Greg like that. Me and Greg had never like actually had a fight or an argument. So like if that changed, I'm not saying there's zero possibility that Greg will one day betray me. I'm just saying I'm not going to preemptively like fucking take measures against something that hasn't happened yet.
Wait, why are you focusing on the betray part? I never said Greg would actually betray you. I'm just saying he would be a bad look for you. I never said he would betray you.
Okay. I mean, you may think he's a bad look. I mean, some people think that you're a bad look. Some people think that Ashley's a bad look. People are going to say that about anyone. Like I reserve the right to associate or not associate with whoever I want.
Well, yeah, I never said you can't do that. I'm just saying that if a lot of people and a lot of different types of the types of people that say they're bad. You have to look into the types of people that say that person is a bad look. If it's like honorable, upstanding, nice, friendly people who bring a lot of viewers, and they're like, this Greg guy is fucked up, then maybe I would consider it.
Who are the big content creators who are telling me that Greg is a bad influence? Just name me one big content creator.
Well, they're not on your channel. You don't have a lot of big content creators on your channel, but I would.
No, I've had many big content creators on my channel. There actually hasn't been a single content creator, period, or like a sizable, anyone over 1,000 subs that has actually like warned me against Greg. So it's mainly been just people in the chat who don't like him, and maybe they have a point, maybe they don't. I honestly don't really care.
Gotcha. I was I was trying to be very careful with what I say. I don't want to bring anybody else into it that's is kind of over it. But I would, I'll point back to the Erudite situation where that could have been the end of you guys' relationship. If that could have been, that could have been. Because you brought him on to like insult her, basically. You brought somebody on to insult her. And I understand that you might have took measures, like he's not on the channel like that anymore, or he's not on your fantasy anymore.
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about the Greg debate with Not So Erudite or who?
Yeah.
I didn't bring him on to insult Not So Erudite. I like Erudite. I like Kyla. I would not bring someone to insult her. I brought them on for a debate.
We all love Kyla. Everybody loves Kyla.
I brought them on for a debate. It just so happened that Greg insulted her. And I publicly and privately told him that, like, hey, that wasn't the best, look, like you probably shouldn't have done that. And I think he conceded to that too somewhat. So yeah, but the idea that I brought him on to like attack Kyla is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
All right. No. I'll say that's what ended up happening, and it's a part of in the guy's rent, I think, is the big issue. Like it's somebody that's important in your community and that came on and kind of like assaulted the guest. I think I would say that.
Well, looks for insulted my girlfriend. Should I like kick him off my channel? Like I don't know.
Is your girlfriend gonna leave?
I'd have to kick off like 90% of my viewers. Like at that point.
No. Your man said, "Hey, I'm gonna apologize to your girlfriend," and then he went on a monologue like that.
Yeah, but is Natty gonna leave? Does Natty never want to come on the channel again because of Looks for L?
Yo, Alex, tell them about the dinner situation.
Somewhat actually, because we had a funny story. We had dinner plans, and I invited Natty before. Sorry, I invited Natty first, and I invited Looks. And when I invited Looks, I didn't check with Natty, and I didn't think that there would be potential conflict there. I should have seen that. I just wasn't paying attention. And then when I told her, she was like, "Hey, this guy's insulted me. I don't feel comfortable going to dinner with him. I don't want to associate with someone like that." So yeah, I had to not invite Looks to dinner because of that. So yes, that has actually happened. Like I'm not gonna hold a grudge over what some people say like fucking 6 months ago.
Well, no, I got you. I was just saying that there's negative consequences associated with people, and I mean, in this case, I'm just seeing that you don't see you see the pros outweighing the cons, and I guess that's how you feel. I just see a lot of cons and a lot of, or at least it has been cleaned up a lot towards
every single one of those arguments has been made about Ashley countless times.
Oh, of course, I know that.
Wait. Q2, why don't you debate Greg? I would like to see that on the show.
Why don't I debate Greg?
Yeah.
I would debate Greg, but I need a shit ton of receipts, and I think if I would do it in proxy for people, but I just don't care that much. I'd rather just not. I would rather just not associate with him and not give him clout or content, because what Greg does is he makes content for hours on somebody if they say one negative little thing about him. So I didn't want to give him content.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, I'll give him some content. Fuck Greg. All right, continue your videos, Greg.
Yeah. Greg's like a doxer too, and like I said, the rape stuff. Like he does actual bad shit that is a super bad look.
Who did he dox?
I believe he doxed Mateo's phone number.
Did he? I don't know.
Yeah, he threatened the dox me as well.
Yeah, he doxed Mateo's phone number, as far as I know. And I have people that will either stand by or give me the evidence, but he doxed, I think, Mateo's phone number. I don't know if he doxed his actual house or where he lived, but that's as far as I know.
He's in the chat saying he did not, so you'd have to show me some proof, and then I could take that.
Cool,
if he did not someone, then that's wrong. But it seems like you're saying he did, he's saying he didn't. So you need to show me evidence of that. So,
all right, cool. Yeah, I think it's better if we stop this conversation, and then I'll come back with receipts or whatever, and then we'll have the discussion at a later time, or not. You don't have to have discussion. But I think even having the information out there of like what the wrongs he's done, I would just hope that I would just hope if I do like assemble all these receipts that you'll be willing to take a look at it. That's all I'm asking.
I'll take a look at it privately. I'm like not really interested in doing like a fucking airing my grievances out with Greg type of stream where we're just like I don't see like I think you guys can have a debate about that. I don't think that involves me in any way. Like I'm trying to like the reason I had Ashley on is because she said she wanted to apologize and she said I said like okay, you can do it privately, you don't have to do it publicly. And she said no, I want to do it publicly. And so it didn't seem like we really made much progress on that. But yeah, like I'm not really interested in like just going through like random people in my chat or like whatever, people who are like mods and just like doing like grievance streams on them. Like that's not really the kind of content I'm trying to make. Nor am I trying to like drag myself into like more petty drama. Like the whole thing is like ultra petty. I don't see how any of it is like my business.
Well, yeah, there's I'll just let you. Well, you don't know this, but there also is like some like harassment that goes on. I would say one-sided, but I don't know the other side. But there is like actual real life harassment that is occurring because of this stuff. So I say it's like not just petty drama to some people because of the harassment.
If that is, then I don't stand for that. But it's not happening on my channel, so it's not my business. Like again. Like I don't see why I have to like drag myself into every single YouTube drama and like fucking like there's so many dramas. I don't have the time nor the energy nor the mental capability to fucking go into every single YouTube drama with anyone who like watches my channel and like give my input and like investigate this. I literally only like deep dive into things that involve me. So I think that's kind of like
I think the reason why they bring it up is because you allow him as a mod. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, because he does his job as a mod, which is like basically put people who spam in timeout. That's all I care about. I made you a mod. Like
yeah, but I don't have the. Speaking of that, I don't have the wrench anymore.
Yeah, but I don't. We'll fix that. You know that I'm gonna fix it for you.
Wait. How come I'm not a mod, man? I'm on your payroll, bro. Don't
you can be a mod if you want to like moderate the chat. I don't really care.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'll just say I'll come back to the receipts. I think you do associate closer with Greg than other people. Would you agree with that?
Depending on who we're talking about, but in terms of like YouTube people, yeah, probably.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. It's not like you're asking. It's not like I'm saying Kerry Sontag is a bad person or something like that. Or it's like it's somebody you associate with, you talk to on a regular basis. People come from Playing with Fire to his channel, and so it's a little bit different when you're associating that closely and all that stuff. So that's all I'll say. I say also the only reason I was asking if you want to watch the receipts is because I felt like you were dismissive of any type of proof because of the previous conversation with Ashley and what you said to her, which was she sent video clips and you said, "Oh, I didn't even watch it." So it seems like you were dismissive. Even if Greg was doing something wrong, you wouldn't even watch it in the first place.
Honestly, because I just didn't really care about their drama. I made it pretty clear to both of them that I'm not getting involved, that I want nothing to do with it. I've pretty clearly told both of them that. So yeah, it's been like my position from the start. So again, I didn't really care that much about it. It doesn't involve me, doesn't involve PWF. I don't really feel like getting involved in it. There are two people who I like talking to. Yeah, so I don't know. What else?
So what should I not get the receipts of what Greg has done, even if it is doxing and all this stuff?
I'll take a look at it privately. If you want to send it to me privately, I'll take a look at it. And if I feel that some kind of response from me is warranted, then I will do that. I mean, I don't know how it depends on what you show me, but yeah, like I would take a look at it. It's not something that really interests me that much as far as all the things I've going on, but I will take a look at it.
All right, cool. So yeah, so I'll just try. I'll gather as many receipts, and I'll make sure like people are basically. I'll verify it, and I'll make sure that nobody's like trying to plan a narrative or like get things.
Send me screenshots and screen recordings, and we're good.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll ask Ashley how to contact you. I'll tell Ashley this or whoever. It doesn't have to be Ashley.
You have my number, don't you?
What? Why would I have your number?
I thought you did. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, just ask Ashley or Greg for my number. You can just text me privately.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, guys. Rest assured, Q2's on it.
I don't know how you keep up with all this like pointless drama. To be honest,
it's mentally exhausting. There's
you can tell he doesn't want to put up shit, dude. Like you can see.
Well, some of the drama I'm interested in, like the role stuff, is interesting to me because,
Alex, dude, I'm promoting.
That's profitable for me.
I'm literally promoting you to go get a hair transplant for more hair, and these guys are removing your hair from the stress. Like, it's insane.
You should just ban people who just start drama immediately on it.
Ban them, bro.
Ban
I
them.
mean, do you guys see my point here? Like, on like why I don't feel why I need to be like so closely involved with this drama. Like, literally, my only crime is like not dissociate myself from Greg.
It's pretty
Like,
pointless.
It's,
Pretty
yeah,
pointless.
it's not your job to police this channel, man. It's just
yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like, it's not my job.
on,
Like,
man.
I can. He's always been cool towards me. He's always been very receptive to every time I've given him like, you know, like feedback on what he's doing on my channel. He's never wronged me in any way. What he does on his own channel is his own business. Nor should I be accepted to like watch. Like, what am I supposed to watch every single stream that everyone who's like associated with me does? Like, I'm literally gonna have no life. I'm gonna be like, oh, Natty, I can't go out to dinner. I have to watch Greg's 3-hour stream. Just to do the same thing that like is gonna piss me off. Like, what kind of life am I supposed to have at that point?
Yeah, it's
Well, I'm
wild.
supposed
I've
to
never
hire
seen
like
that
employees, like, hey, you're the Greg guy. Your job is just to watch Greg stream and like point out anything in there that's like something I'm not going to stand against. Like, I don't know.
I've just never seen like a YouTube community so tight knit, you know, and someone who allows people on to discuss, and like this is expected, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
there's literally no other YouTube channel like this. Like,
It's
with
like
this
such
many-
pointless drama. It's so funny. It's not even like good drama.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's just
funny.
like
I think it's really petty. I just think it's really petty because the whole thing is just like super petty. It's like, oh, I didn't dissociate myself from this person. It's not like something like substantial happened. Like, where
you know where this
well,
all started, right? It's because someone lied about their height, like Mateo or something, and like Greg got mad, and like this whole beef started. Like,
yeah, that's like ultra petty too.
That is the source of every fucking argument here. Is the height.
He came from a height measurement, bro.
I've like told Greg like privately and publicly that like it's in his best interest, I think, like not to get involved in all these petty dramas, but like I'm not gonna police him and like fucking like ensure that he does that. Like he can do whatever he wants on his channel. All right, fun.
I think I rubbed off on him a little too much. He's probably more black-pilled than I am now.
I don't know.
He is
corrupted,
obsessed with looks.
You painted for his fucking PWF's chat.
He
bro.
does more streams about looks than me, like literally.
Dude, yeah. It's kind of weird. He went to the dark side, but like way too far into the dark side.
Like I think I do more streams on games than he does. Actually, that's funny. I do more streams about cold approach than him, and I think cold approach is cool.
So wait, are you secretly saying that black pill is like a virus?
It is a virus.
No, I'm saying it's mostly true. It's just the doomers kind of like they misrepresent it. But a lot of it, the moderate version of it is pretty accurate.
The moderate version, okay, if you say so. Well, I still want to see the competition with Austin. I think that was the initial thing we were discussing before we went off.
I just thought it'd be like a neat idea and wanted to run it through you guys and see what you guys think.
Yeah, dude, I'm totally cool with it. We're coming up.
I want to see that one. That would be.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think it'll be really interesting. I do want to wrap up because we're coming on the 3-hour mark. I don't know if you guys have any closing thoughts or anything else you want to say. Real quick.
Yeah, I want to talk to dude. I thought you were for sure gonna cancel the speed dating in real life because it was pouring, bro. And I was like, it's gonna be canceled. So I took a nap, and when I woke up, you're like, no, we're doing it, and it had cleared up. I was like, fuck, I missed my chance to meet Eden.
Oh yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah. But people were shy to approach her.
Yeah, I had to like fucking approach a bunch of dudes.
I'm telling you, it's the camera. The camera just throws people off because, like, dude, like girls get approached here like 24/7, but once you put a camera in front of a guy, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of guys were like really shy. I actually started off by saying, "Hey, do you want to go on a speed date with this girl?" And that was like hard no's from everyone. And then I moved it to like, "Hey, do you want to be in a YouTube video?" And that's when we started getting like more people like, "Oh, what kind of a video?" That's when we started getting like better responses.
That's how surveys work. You got to just reword the question.
Wait,
Yeah.
Alex.
Mm-hmm.
If I beat Indian PE or AG Hayden, would you concede that the black pill's real? Because I'm not going to obviously do any like game.
Wait, Giga Tyrone, we got to see what you look like, man. Unless you're
if you beat
well, I mean, I'll technically use game, but like, you know, because
no, fuck that. We don't.
Are
use
you
that
good
term around here.
representation?
No, because some of it you
Black
can't
belt?
help. You can't help it.
You
Sometimes.
used it yourself, looks like fucking.
I know.
We don't use it.
If you beat Avery, would I concede that? Well, it would definitely cause me to like question my worldview a bit. Sure.
Yeah, like it
Dude,
wouldn't
this
be
makes me
look. It
wanna
wouldn't
do
be
it.
looks versus game per se. It would be more so.
But I feel like you
PUA.
and Avery are same looks level, so I don't even know what that's going to prove.
No, with PE.
Yeah, you're a bit better looking than him. I don't really recall. I know you're like tall. I don't really remember what you look like, but I
But
think
either way, it would be more like natural versus PUA than that, because you can't really do the looks versus, you can't do that experiment with people in the middle.
well, I think a more interesting experiment is looks for L versus Austin. Like that to me is more interesting, but I'm not opposed to that one.
Because like we're also same race, same age, basically.
Yeah, I like that part. Like the race thing, I think is an important one because I feel like, yeah, like that could be like a massive thing that people just take like, oh, well, it's because he's black or it's because he's Indian, you know, like.
Well,
I think
no, I know that's why I wanted me versus him, because if it's me versus AG Hayden, then they're definitely going to say.
But you guys are different ethnicities. You're black and he's Indian.
Well, yeah, but that's still
Hey,
like
Giga Tyrone, man, I just gotta say, like, I seen Indian PE with some smoking hot chicks, bro.
No, I think
Some
he would do. I
baddies.
think he would do pretty well, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
you
we
know,
could
man.
we
Yeah,
could
I've seen it.
potentially do it. Do you want to actually come to Miami though?
It would because I partially work off commission, so sometime in like the summer probably would work. Because I don't want to take off like because like if I take off a day, I miss a lot of money. But yeah, some like I don't know, July, not necessarily July 4th, because I'm sure you're busy, but like June, July-ish.
Yeah, we can discuss it as it gets closer.
Yeah.
I'm open to considering that one. Although I'm just gonna be honest, I'm more interested in the looks for L versus Austin one. But
Oh no, I don't know. Mine would be a side thing. Obviously that those two are that's the main event. So.
Main attraction, baby.
That's it, bro.
They're
the
People
main attraction, bro.
Dude, just put money on it. Like looks versus Summers. Pretty good.
Yeah,
that will be interesting because I've seen him speak. He actually knows how to talk. Like he knows how to talk with girls. He's just shorter and worse looking. So it's
and
like
it come down to the rules too. Like
yeah. Maybe makeouts and whatnot should be included because that's like actual attraction.
Yeah, and lays. Board your lays, you know.
Well, they don't want to allow lays. That's why we couldn't do that because like.
Oh, it's not that I don't want to. It has to do with the legality. Like how are we gonna prove that? Like we can't film the house.
No,
So
show the video on the live stream. The sex tape.
Yeah.
Wait, he didn't penetrate, guys. He didn't penetrate. Nope, does not count.
I actually would like to, in theory, be able to like base it off lays. We can't. Like there's practical.
They're like analyzing the stroke.
You can do it on
game.
Pornhub. Make a Pornhub channel, and then you can like do it on there.
Except for the fact that it's illegal to film without consent. So
no, but I like the thing where the numbers is really not like doesn't matter, and it's more about like not even just makeouts. It could be like a pool, it could be an Insta date, it could be a soft clothes and XYZ. Like you, because even like when people were arguing about Jake and Look's score on paper, I never really cared much about that because there was so much to judge on the eye test. It's just that you guys didn't include any of that in the score system. But to me, for my personal opinion, I had so much to go off of because I could go off of, well, okay, this girl is doing the work for him. This girl is escalating for him. This girl wants to meet him. This girl is laughing at everything he's saying. This girl is acting as a wing woman and introduce, like there's so many obvious things you can say where, oh, this girl is clearly interested or she isn't.
Yeah, I'm not saying the format we had was perfect. I think it was better than the BMAC Ron format. I think it was a step in the right direction. I think it could probably be improved upon. I think, if we do another competition, we can discuss it. I mean, like, I think looks can vouch for this. Like, I wasn't pushing an agenda with a format. Like, I literally, can you acknowledge that I mostly left it up to you and Jake to decide, and I was just trying to mediate?
Yeah, we came up with it last minute. You can agree on that, right?
Yeah, but like I wasn't like, well, some things we agreed upon beforehand. We agreed on the H beforehand. We agreed on no day game beforehand. It was just the exact specifics, and I was the one that insisted that we're not going to leave the house until we get the exact specifics, just to avoid
Looking back at it in hindsight, just getting the number itself, I think would have value if he didn't like pressure / like push the girl into giving it.
But
Like, I
again,
didn't realize.
that becomes subjective though. That's why I have an issue with that. It's like, oh, you think it was pressure, like this person doesn't think it was pressure.
Well, you
like,
could
we
clearly
have to base
tell.
it off like objective things.
I know, it's a shame. It's hard to make this like perfect, you know? Like,
Well, yeah, you can't make it perfect, but the point I'm trying to make is like I'm open. Like as long as I'm not competing, I don't really care what the rules are. Like you guys can figure it out for yourselves. I'm just going to suggest what I think is better. So I do think we can probably improve on the rules for the next one.
Yeah,
Sure, we can like brainstorm and try to figure out like the weak points in this competition, how to make it better. Maybe there should be like a rule how many times you're allowed to ask for the girl's number. I don't know. Like, or maybe only only the ones where the girl responds should count. I think I was pretty verbal about that. Maybe we should take a look at dates, like actual dates set up. I don't know, but yeah, we can kind of talk about it as it gets closer. All right, guys, I do want to wrap up. We're coming on the 3-hour mark. Appreciate y'all. Fun stream as always. Tomorrow,
so much fun, bro.
Tomorrow I got a cool stream actually. I got this dude who's like one of the like top male OnlyFans dudes in Miami. This dude is like fucking slaying like some of the biggest Miami hotties, and he's getting paid for it.
What's his channel's name?
I don't know his OnlyFans, but his Instagram is DroFit, DRO, and then period fit. So I've been trying to get this interview for like 4 months, and he finally confirmed. So looking forward to that one. I think lead attorney is probably coming on Tuesday, but I need to 100% confirm for that. But yeah, lots of good stuff.
When is the next speed dating?
I don't know. Sometime this week. I still need to confirm about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, Sunday. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
Take it easy, man. Later, guys.